to run the ball early, and that win against Wyoming, up-tempo, no huddle, through the football, and we're able to generate points that way.
Josh Leiter to kick it off. He's had trouble reaching the end zone, so the return guys, Lockridge and Sumler, should have a chance for Colorado. It's Lockridge at the 8. And a little crease gets him out across the 30-yard line. Craig talked about Cody's efficiency in the red zone, but this is not a big play offense. They don't have a scoring play from outside the red zone. That's been the problem.
Really, and Cody Hawkins' physical ability won't wow you. But Chris, as you mentioned, he is a gym rat. He gives his team a chance to win because he understands where to go with the football. He needs more help tonight from the playmakers around him for them to be successful.
Rodney Stewart off a 100-yard game against Wyoming. Finally healthy is the tailback. They fake it to him. Hawkins fires to Scotty McKnight. Buff's leading receiver picks up about 8 yards. Start with Stewart, who is the impact player in this offense.
Really, and he had his coming out party last year against West Virginia. You'll see him lined up all over the field. He is the big home run hitter for this offense.
Steady Scotty McKnight, now 28 straight games in his career where he's caught a pass, and every one he's there. He has to be steady again tonight.
When Buffaloes are on defense, Benjamin Burney, the corner. They play a nickel. He'll have to guard the talented slot receiver, Jock Sanders, a lot of the time. On 2nd and 2, it's Demetrius Sumler, the junior. They fake it to him. Another throw. And a completion, but a loss. Rodney Stewart flexed out in the slot, but they were all over him.
And this is really one of those plays where, you know, you sit there and you ask yourself, Jesse, why don't you run the football when it's 2nd and 2? Most teams consider that kind of like a sweep.
Absolutely. It's the extension of that play. There is so much speed on the defensive side for West Virginia. They run that 3-3-5 alignment. A lot of guys can run sideline to sideline.
3rd down has been a problem for Colorado's offense. They need 3. Hawkins rolling. Fires short. It's caught by Wire Gear, the tight end, in his 2nd effort. Delivers the 1st down at the 44. Nate Sowers stopped him.
Sowers on the stop. First down, Colorado.
Gear, a physical tight end, one of the team captains.
What you're going to see tonight from Colorado offensively is offensive coordinator Eric Keesaw is going to try to move the pocket and get Cody Hawkins spread around. He's only 5'11". It's not easy behind that really big offensive line to see downfield.
First carry for Stewart. And a little guy behind a massive offensive line sometimes can be tough to spot.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a small-bodied player, so that's good, but he's got great strength. Had a tremendous game last year against this West Virginia defense on the ground at home. So they got to get him on track. He's got the vision. He does have the ability to go deep.
He sure does, and this is a very good West Virginia defense against the run. In the last 54 games behind defensive coordinator Jeff Castile, only 9 guys have totaled over 100 yards. They are excellent on that side of the ball versus the run.
You saw a shot of Reed Williams, the middle linebacker for West Virginia, the defensive leader. He had a walking boot yesterday. He's had a turf toe problem. He is out there trying to do the best he can tonight. Julian Miller with the stop after a short game will set up another 3rd down. They need this guy's presence, his leadership out there.
It's not just his leadership, but it's his athletic ability as well. He was not on the field 2 weeks ago in that loss to Auburn, and that really hurt this West Virginia defense.
And as you can see, in a game tonight against Colorado, wanting to come out and establish that ground game inside, his presence really important.
Last 3rd and 3, they threw for it. This is Stewart to the right of Hawkins. Straight back, lobbing downfield again, looking for the tight end Gear, who makes the catch at the 21. There's a flag down in the secondary. So the 2nd straight 3rd down play, they look to Gear. This one's a big play.
Nice job, great touch on that throw from Cody Hawkins, giving his big tight end a chance to make the catch.
Pass interference, defense, number 47. The penalties declined, the result of the play, 1st down.
As Williams defending on Gear, so the play stands.
You see the tight end over on the right side here, and you watch these linebackers trying to find a way to get out there to cover and just can't quite get there with him.
25 yards in the play. And 1st down, Stewart motions out, comes back in a screen, And not much room. They're going to be all over number 5 after the huge ball game he had against them last year. They're going to keep a close eye when he leaves the backfield.
It is so critical for West Virginia's defense to start this game fast. Last year in that loss at Colorado, they allowed Colorado that long touchdown drive to start the game. Head coach Bill Stewart told us they have to carry our offense early in this game if we want a chance.
Doesn't it feel like, guys, though, that right now West Virginia's defense, they know what Colorado's out there trying to accomplish. Now it comes down to execution, and they're going to have to throw the ball beyond that 3 or 4 yard mark.
No gain on the screen. Stewart in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Hawkins feels pressure, batted down at the line and almost intercepted. It was Williams who batted it and made a dive for it. Matt Lazier got in Hawkins' face a bit.
Reed Williams right there in the middle, and he's got the quarterback really and sees the arm go up to throw it, jump and block.
Well, that's a heck of a play because tight end Ryer Greer wide open in the middle of the field in that soft spot. That would have been an automatic first down, and the red zone is where this Colorado offense wants to be.
They need 10 on 3rd. Pressure from the backside. Hawkins hit as he throws and delivers incomplete. Looking for Stewart, but pressure from Ian Smith, the safety. And a Mountaineer down on the field.
That's big Julian Miller, the defensive end, laying on the field. He's really the best speed rusher this West Virginia defense has at the defensive end position.
They're thin at that position.
Yeah, they cannot afford to lose him, Chris.
Yeah, you can see there on the back side of the play, this is one of those where the coaching staff the next day, they look back and they say, wow, if we can just get rid of that football on time.
And you saw what happened. His teammate ran into him. Josh Taylor from the other end. They kind of collided ankle to ankle.
And this is a defense that doesn't have a lot of defensive linemen to spare.
And Scooter Berry is their playmaker, and he's got a shoulder problem.
But Josh Taylor, the guy that ran into him, normally plays nose tackle. They had to move him out to defensive end because, as you guys mentioned, they're very thin at that spot.
So Colorado and a field goal attempt upcoming when we come back to Morgantown as they continue to look at Miller. Scoreless game. Colorado driving 45 yards on its first possession, about to attempt a field goal. Julian Miller helped with the sidelines. So Eric Goodman, who won the game in a chip shot in overtime a year ago, but it was really struggled in the 40 to 49 yard range of Colorado, tries this one from 40. And he missed it. They've struggled in this department. Goodman, after becoming the hero in that Buffalo win a year ago, went on to miss 8 in a row. You can see he says he just barely missed that one, but doesn't matter. Colorado coming up empty on his first possession, and out comes Jarrett Brown, who comes off a 300-yard game in the loss at Auburn. That's the good news. The bad news is he had those 5 turnovers, Jesse, you talked about.
He has all the physical ability in the world. He's got a big league arm. He's unbelievably athletic for his size, but he has to do a better job tonight with decision-making. That killed this team against Auburn.
Well, Devine, the explosive tailback. He's to his right, but Brown pump fakes on first down, takes a shot down the middle of the field, and has a man wide open. It's incomplete. They took a shot deep to Elric Arnett and had him wide open.
An outstanding job of really trying to draw that defense up. Look at the top of your screen. They fake the screen, and they throw deep. Obviously, wide open.
It's one of those throws as a quarterback when you see him running like that and there's no white jersey behind him. If you underthrow it a little bit, it's okay. The worst thing you can do is overthrow that.
If they underthrow it, it's still a touchdown. He was that open. Jock Sanders is in the slot to the right. They hand it to Devine, and he shows his quickness. Noel Devine. They won't catch him. 77 yards. One of the premier premium home run hitters in college football. That's his 5th run here of longer than 70 yards. No other Mountaineer in history has more than 2. Exactly the start Colorado's defense did not want. Craig, we talked about it. Tyler Bittencourt for the extra point. And the explosive Mountaineers do what they do at home on a Thursday night. Strike quickly and put the opponent in a hole. Now we'll see if the Buffaloes can respond after this one. Fast Floridian. And no one on the Colorado side is going to win a foot race with him.
ESPN's College is presented by Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood. And in part by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150.
Now, since 1927, the Mountaineer in the coonskin cap has represented West Virginia. That's Rebecca Durst, just the 2nd woman to hold the position. Natalie Tennant, the only other woman to be the Mountaineer, by the way, is now the West Virginia Secretary of State. They're chosen for spirit. Plenty of spirit here early. Noel Devine, 77-yard touchdown run after Arnett was missed in a deep ball in the first play.
Whew. Well, at least Colorado held him out of that first one, right?
Well, how this defense responds is going to be interesting because they were deep-pantsed in a national TV game at Toledo. Ended up giving up 600-plus yards. This is Brian Lockridge. He's got a hole, and Lockridge exploiting the West Virginia kick coverage that really hasn't been very good this year. Another look at the touchdown by Devine. There wasn't a whole out there. He just found some space.
The one thing that Noel Devine has tried to work on is patience, and you're going to see Selvish Capers, the right tackle, when he pulls. You got to be patient here. Let the play develop. Noel Devine's got that explosiveness that allows himself to be back there and patient.
And at 5'8", he can stay so low to the ground. He can make those quick cuts, and he's gone. And there's a reason why this guy was averaging 6.8 yards a carry for his career coming into today. You get 5 runs of over 70 yards, that'll do that for your average.
So, possession 2 for Colorado in a 7-zip hole. Hawk feels some pressure, gets flushed, fires to the sidelines. Once again, was looking for his fullback there, Ryan Dean. Offensive line for Colorado, a lot of trouble protecting Hawkins, who's not the most mobile guy.
It has to be timing, and you know, going against this defense that's at 3-3-5, it's that soft look up front, but they have to be careful, this offensive line, not to be confused by the alignments that they were seeing.
One thing about that 3-3-5, they can really confuse you with different looks. They can bring guys down late to confuse the blocking patterns. There has to be great communication along that offensive line for Colorado.
Stewart on 2nd and 10. Rodney Stewart breaks some tackles, and the guy they call Speedy shows why he's the big play threat on the other side. He gets a first down into Mountaineer territory, 11 yards.
Wow. And just like Noel Devine, Rodney Stewart, again, low to the ground, very difficult to bring down. These little guys, they stay so low. No one ever seems to get great shots on them, Craig.
I was so impressed with that run right there because it didn't look like there was going to be a hole when he started, but he stuck with it. He knew where the design play was supposed to go, and his speed got him through.
One of the problems for Colorado in those first 2 games is that Stewart had a hamstring. Wasn't a factor against Colorado State or Toledo. Here's a first down throw from Hawkins, fires far side, and a completion to McKnight, who scampers out at about the 40.
I love the play call on offense here. First down, you go back, you line up with a tight end and a fullback on the field, run formation on a rundown, and you get a double move by the veteran wide receiver, Scotty McKnight, in the post corner.
You know what, steady Scotty. Did you see the head come to the inside? Very patient, methodical, selling the route, allowing it to develop.
28 straight games now. A catch from McKnight. Comes from Southern California. Good buddies with Mark Sanchez. screen on first down, but Stewart was well covered. It'll be better just to throw that away. Julian Miller, whose ankle looks like it's okay, in there pressuring.
You get the feeling watching Colorado offensively, they don't have all the big playmakers on the perimeter wide receiver, so they feel like they almost have to out-scheme West Virginia if they're going to get some production in the offense.
They're going to have to out-man him with Rodney Stewart, really. He's going to have to break through there and make runs like he did 2 plays ago to keep the chains moving.
It's a team that struggled with the running game, don't have a ton of confidence. They've thrown on third down so far tonight. Stewart's in the game, they need 2. And Stewart breaks tackles and gets the first down. He's got that kind of sideways hop in the hole that Devine can do as well.
Well, you know what? We just showed you a shot before that snap of the center, Keenan Stevens. That's number 56. He's starting tonight in place of the starter, Mike Iltis.
He's got an Achilles problem.
Yeah.
Limping around in the warm-up.
So, you know, again, a young offensive line, Jesse, they're having to make an adjustment here at game time.
Stevens has played some, not completely inexperienced. Stewart trying to get the corner. Cuts back, and Rodney Stewart headed inside the 10. Dives to the pylon, touchdown. So Colorado's big playback answers the run by Devine, 36 yards. You get dueling 5'6", 5'7" guys with great quicks tonight.
And this is why speed kills. They load the box defensively, and there looks like a player on the backside that can chase this play down. Just too much speed, Craig, by Rodney Stewart.
How about that cut between 2 defenders?
Woo. Run right through the arms.
Now a whistle. They may review this. Did he, in fact, get to the pylon before stepping out of bounds or going down? Reaching the ball.
Nice.
Great effort. Great effort.
Wow, what a presence to know, right?
Official right on the case. Looks like the ball does touch the pylon.
It might not be the flashiest style of offense tonight for Colorado, but really, if they're going to have any chance of winning this game, they got to force feed this little 5'6" running back.
And you know what? What he's doing is you're going to have to break arm tackles and have angles on a defense. Tonight, it looks like West Virginia knows where they're going to be, just like they loaded the box there. They knew the run was coming, but he ran right past him.
Rodney Stewart, he's so dangerous because he's one of those runners, the play's designed to go one way. He's the type of guy that puts his foot in the ground and takes it a completely different direction. As a defense, so dangerous to play against because you have to contain and corral him. You never know based on the blocking scheme necessarily where he's going to end up with the ball.
Stewart on this drive carried the ball 3 times for 51 yards. Big 12 officials have the verdict from the replay booth now.
After further video review, the call on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So it's the 3rd rushing touchdown for Stewart this season. Good answer by a Colorado team that would be understandably shell-shocked given the history so far this season and the early touchdown run by Devine. So it's Goodman trying to tie the game. And the Buffaloes do respond. But now it's Brown, Devine, and Sanders back to work after the touchdown run here by Stewart. Have you heard about this little game on Monday night? As former Packer legend Brett Favre, now wearing the purple of the Vikings, takes on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Craig, we were talking about this today in our meetings. How incredible was that game-winning touchdown pass by Brett Favre this past Sunday?
He looked just like he did back when he was 25 years old, avoiding the rush, buying time.
But Rodgers has been good, and you think he's going to have a big game, Rodgers?
I do. I think he's going to have a breakout year, really. And last year he did, but he will be a Pro Bowler this year in the NFC. He's just too good.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take the Vikings at home.
Okay.
I'll give you the Packers.
I'll take them.
You and your Pro Bowl quarterback.
I'll
take the old guy.
Gentleman's bet here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Goodman to kick it off. And this is Mark Rogers, the true freshman for West Virginia. He's hammered short of the 25. Kickoff coverage been a strong point for Colorado so far. So what do you got for us in Series 2, Mr. Jared Brown?
I tell you right now what I would have if I were the defensive coordinator right now. John Collins has to tell his guys it's unacceptable to accept big plays. Stop it.
They've given up 2 touchdowns. The good news is West Virginia only scored 1 of them. They need a win right here on this series. They cannot allow home run play.
You saw the lack of secondary speed exposed in that first series. That time they're all over Devon, and he'll lose a few. Precheck and B.J. Beatty on the stop. Talk about the transformation of this West Virginia offense. They have been one of the best running teams in the country the last 5 years. Look at those rankings there. This season down at 34, but look at the improvement in the passing game. They've been outside the top 100 the last 4 years. Big change in year 2. Bill Stewart, Jeff Mullen is offensive coordinator. He's a Jim Grobe disciple. 2nd and 13, empty backfield for Brown. He's got Devine over here in the flat, but he's a big physical runner, breaks tackles and gains about 4.
You see Jared Brown at 6'4", 225 pounds. It doesn't look like he's running as fast as he is, and defenses fall into that trap each and every week they play him. Craig.
Wrong angle. You know what? You can see a soft pass rush right now trying to keep him back there. We watched the Auburn tape yesterday and we were all amazed. He made Auburn look like they didn't know how to tackle.
Jock Sanders, haven't seen him yet. He's the other short, speedy Floridian. Slot left on 3rd and 11. Buffaloes rush 4. Plenty of time for Brown, who fires complete across the middle of Tyler Urban, the tight end, but he doesn't have first down yardage. Jeff Smart, the senior captain linebacker there with a clutch tackle, and the Mountaineers will punt.
Now, how smart was that? Keep him in front of you, right? Know the down and distance.
A great response by Ron Collins, the defensive coordinator at Colorado. That was a great drive to get the football back now and calm this momentum.
Scott Kozlowski, big shoes to fill. Pat McAfee, the punter and kickoff man for the Colts this year, has been a star for years. Kozlowski takes over. Jason Espinosa deep for Colorado. Whistle before the boot. It'll be a false start against West Virginia.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
It's our first flag tonight. These are 2 of the worst 20 teams in the country when it comes to penalties, so you might expect a lot of.
Stewart talks a lot about mental toughness. When he's talking about that, it's about penalties, turnovers, not shooting yourself in the foot and giving yourself a chance to win games.
Espinosa driven back inside his 20 and stumbles forward. So a good move by Kozlowski. Short return. The Applebee's weekend menu. These are the big 3 games. LSU takes that number 4 ranking between the hedges there. SC and Cal. The Bears just undressed at Autzen and in primetime on ABC. Landry and company, Oklahoma, minus Sam Bradford going down taking on the U.
I think we're all looking forward to seeing how Miami responds after last weekend's terrible performance.
209 yards of offense against Virginia Tech. It's an Oklahoma defense now. 2 consecutive shutouts. They're licking their chops.
Henry Jones, by the way, a guy that Colorado had on campus. They felt they had a chance, but of course he elected to go to Oklahoma. Hawkins on first down, fires along the sidelines. Another catch by McKnight. They work those short routes a lot.
Why not? You've got 8 men up here in the box like they had right there, Jesse. You got to call it at the line of scrimmage and take the out.
And they're safe completions. Again, they have their best receivers lined up outside on islands with smaller defensive backs from West Virginia. High completion passes. It's just like a run. 2nd and 5, much more manageable for Colorado's offense.
Second down, he pitches to the near sidelines, and the catch made by Jake Barons, and the fullback has a first down at the 35.
Tell you what this is doing, it's really given a lot of confidence to this Colorado offensive line. These little completions, the down and distance being proper.
And if you really think about it, Colorado offensively hasn't been stopped yet. They drove down the field on the first drive. They did miss a 40-yard field goal, marched right back down on the second drive and got a touchdown. West Virginia has yet to stop this Colorado offense tonight.
Hawkins on first down, fires again far sideline, and another catch, another 6-yard pickup by McKnight in front of Nate Sowers.
Again, Cody Hawkins does not have the strongest arm in all of college football, but when he plays in rhythm and he knows where he's going with the football, he can be very accurate. He can be very efficient in this offense.
If it sounds like that we're up here and we're talking about Colorado and we're saying what they need to do and everything, it's because in our preparation, everything pointed to an explosive West Virginia football team, and so Colorado had to start fast like they are.
They fake it to Stewart, and Hawkins will take a shot on second down. Looking downfield, overthrown. They tried to get the ball to Marcus Seamus. Still has yet to make his first career catch at Colorado. He's the hyped recruit. Redshirted in 07, academically ineligible last year, injured at the beginning of this season. He took a shot, and it was a ball he had to play on.
Well, one thing Cody Hawkins has had trouble with early this year is completing deep passes. He's overthrown a lot of guys. So Eric Keesaw, the offensive coordinator, has worked on Cody Hawkins' mechanics on his left shoulder downfield, tilting it up more to put more air under the football to give his receivers a chance to make the play.
Seamus couldn't get his arms up to make that catch. So on 3rd and 4, he'll try the middle again, batted down. They were looking for gear. Williams broke it up. They were all over the tight end on that 3rd and short.
And you know what? As a tight end, you've got to really push the linebacker. You'll see Williams in the middle of the field. The tight end's got to push him away and get some separation and come back. He's just really a vanilla turn to the outside.
You see the athleticism, though, by Reed Williams and what he brings this defense. Give him a lot of credit. He's toughing this thing out. He's got turf toe in his right foot, a metal plate in that shoe.
That's what he's telling him, isn't it, Craig?
I guarantee you.
Create some space. Use that big body. Matt DeLallo punts. Jock Sanders makes the first man miss and came close to busting a big one. Dragged down by Travis Sandersfield, and West Virginia takes over now at about their 35-yard line. There's a new place for you to go to get the latest on the teams you care about most. Fans in Chicago, Boston, and Dallas-Fort Worth. Log on for local sports news, radio highlights, and updates. Coming soon, ESPN New York and ESPNLosAngeles.com. Jared Brown back to work, empty backfield. Noel Devine, the tailback, set out wide to the left. Looking on Jimmy Smith, the quarter. Now he motions back into the backfield. They fake it to him. Ball on the ground. Colorado has it. Another turnover by Jared Brown. And B.J. Beatty, the linebacker, came up with it. Just what he was working on this week.
How about Ron Collins' staff, that defensive staff, knowing the distance, whenever the formation, and they jump inside and they recognize the play and the tendency.
It's a zone read, and that is the correct read for Jared Brown, was to pull that. B.J. Beatty came screaming down the sidelines. He's got to do a better job protecting and bellying the football to not allow it to spill out on the ground.
Pretty good play by a linebacker. You force the turnover, you throw the quarterback out of the way, and you fall on the ball.
Trifecta.
Turnover troubles continue for Brown in this Mountaineer offense. Horrible in that department on the young season. Usually very good in past years. First down carry for Stewart. He's got a crease. They haven't stopped him yet, Craig.
No, they haven't, and it's the right call. They're bunching them up inside. West Virginia has to readjust their angles because they don't respect, I don't think, yet the speed of Stewart.
I love the decisiveness, though, by Rodney Stewart. When he decides to put his foot in the ground, it is north 1,000 miles an hour, and he gets those tough earned yards.
65 of them already on 6 carries. Second and 4. Hawkins fires far side into traffic. He's trying to get the ball to Seamus. bracket coverage, and J.T. Thomas was there.
Cody Hawkins has to be very, very careful with his eyes. He eyeballs his receiver on the outside.
He has to be very careful when he puts his helmet, too. What do you mean? One play, a turnover? Our defense gave it back to us? Where's my lid?
How many times has that happened to us, though? You're on the sidelines, you just punted the football away. Defense gets a turnover on the first play of the series. You look like total goobers out there running around.
They need 4 on 3rd down. Hawkins looking for Stewart. Kind of a miscommunication. They threw it outside, and Stewart had cut it inside, but Williams was all over him again.
Didn't like the play call there. You know what? You've got 3rd, and you got a running game going on here. You're in there. Get in there and give the ball to Rodney Stewart.
That's 6 yards on 1st down, and then 2 low percentage incompletions. And a long field goal attempt from Goodman, a missed earlier from 40. This one from 45. Again, hasn't made one in his Colorado career from this distance. Off the upright. That was what cost West Virginia the game a year ago. McAfee off that left upright. Goodman continues to struggle. 0 for 2. West Virginia dodges it. Had the leg.
Nothing wrong with the snap and the hold, and it's there. And this is just maybe a little off the rhythm, but that's no excuse there. And it's a game of inches. But when your defense gives you the football back on the road, you've got to take advantage of it with your offense.
He's the guy that kicked the game winner, earned the scholarship a year ago, and then really struggled the rest of 2008. So Brown fortunate that turnover didn't cost him anything. On 1st down, he scampers, shows you the elusiveness, spins for about 5.
I think one thing you'll expect to see right now from West Virginia offensively, they're going to run the football. They know they have the wide receivers to take advantage of shots downfield, but in order to do that, they have to suck the linebackers and suck the safeties up closer to the line of scrimmage, and to do that, they have to run the football.
You have to point that. So you take that, so you can
Devine's in the slot. Colorado late running a defensive lineman on. Devine motions back. And takes it. Well, Devine cuts back. Close to a 1st down at the 38.
So obviously, you know, when you've got him in motion and coming back in, they're calling that zone read right there. That's the tendency that Colorado's picked up on earlier.
And they have to take advantage of a very young defensive line for Colorado. 3 underclassmen starting up front for Colorado. West Virginia has to be able to capitalize on that.
It is a 1st down. Here's Jock Sanders, waiting for his arrival tonight. 29 catches coming into this game in 3 games. Brown pressured, gets away, has room. And Jarrett Brown rambling into the secondary. Still rambling and running out of steam at the 35. You see that long gait, that deceptive speed.
Jarrett Brown has the body type of Byron Leftwich, but he moves so much more quickly. In fact, 33% of the time Jarrett Brown runs the football, Craig, it's 4 first downs.
Well, you saw 7 white jerseys on the inside trying to pocket pressure Brown. So that's only 4 folks downfield. Once he broke the pasture out the corral, it was in trouble.
Jeff Smart came in the blitz, had a chance, but couldn't contain. 26-yard gain for the big fella. Finally ran out of steam there. I've done enough. I'm going to get out of bounds. There's a 1st down throw. Takes a shot down the sideline. Sanders in traffic. Couldn't come up with it. Jimmy Smith, the corner, got there just in time.
Well, Jarrett Brown has a big-time arm, and oftentimes as a quarterback with a gunslinger mentality like Jarrett Brown, you think you can fit footballs into the smallest windows. He's got to be careful on some of these throws, Craig.
He's got to know where that safety is. And when you lob something down that sideline like that right there, you're really opening up to another turnover.
Sanders in motion on 2nd and 10. It's Devine. He bounced it. Still hard to bring down. They never did get him to the ground. 5'9", 176.
You know, there's a fine line as a running back between being patient and accelerating. You know, and Devine has said that he's trying to be more patient this year. It worked on that 77-yard touchdown run, but sometimes you dance around back there too long and the defense is coming after you.
So they need 9 on 3rd down. Look left, completion. Elric Arnett breaks a tackle and gets out of bounds with a 1st down at the 24. First catch for the senior.
Sometimes football does not have to be overly complicated. Your wide receiver's given 10 yards cushion. That's Jimmy Smith laying way off of Elric Arnett, respecting that speed. Just catch it and throw it to him and go let him get a first.
Sanders, slot right. They look that way. Come back and it's complete. Brad Starks who loses the football and the Buffaloes fall on it. A second West Virginia fumble, this one in the red zone, and Jaleel Brown pounced on it. Self-destruction.
Absolutely. You know what, guys? I was just about to say, the one thing Colorado's defense is doing is they're making West Virginia to be methodical and bleed down the field. Good things happen if you force long drives.
Ron Collins' defense very opportunistic right now. They're getting hats on the football, and that's forcing these fumbles, putting them on the ground. B.J. Beatty now the 2nd time he's forced a fumble in this 1st quarter.
Jeff Mullen just driving him crazy because what he's dialing up is working. They're moving the ball all over the place. But a pair of fumbles. And they're sitting on 7 points still. So Colorado at the 15 goes to Stewart. Hard-earned 2.
You got to give the defense from Colorado a lot of credit. After on that opening drive, a lot of teams would have just folded, particularly the way Colorado has played defense early this year.
Yeah, Fowler, you know, you said it. We'll see how the Buffs respond. The offense did their job. The defense came out, and now they've created 2 turnovers.
Yeah, creating turnovers this team tonight. That's pretty obvious. On 2nd down, this is Stewart finding a small crease, and he is hammered as J.T. Thomas, the 2nd generation West Virginia linebacker. His dad played the same position here back in the 90s. Big hit.
Well, J.T. Thomas got knocked out of this exact game last year on the 3rd play. So hungry to get back out on the field and hit somebody.
So that's the 1st quarter. The big touchdown early from Devine. Rodney Stewart answers. We're sitting at 7-7.
1, 2, 3. You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting.
Here in Morgantown, Mountaineer fans saluting one of their all-time greats, Major Harris, who's going into the Football Foundation College Hall of Fame this December. The Waldorf Astoria quarterback here for 3 years, started as a freshman in '87, and he was a serious Heisman candidate in '88 and '89. Then he came out and was drafted in the 12th round by the Raiders. Just kind of faded away, played in the CFL a year, but a great college career.
I remember growing up back in Ottawa, Canada, we'd only get Big East football games on TV. I used to watch him each and every Saturday. He was unbelievable.
3rd and 5. Hawkins feeling some pressure, fires behind a receiver. It was off the hands of Dre Simmons. A little pressure up the middle.
With the juggernaut that is the West Virginia offense, you get the feeling that if Colorado's going to be able to capitalize on these turnovers, they really need to turn them into meaningful drives. They can't just give the ball back.
And the time of possession in the 1st quarter, 2-1 in favor of Colorado. So when they've got the football, it's working keeping Brown on the sidelines, but they got to score.
You can see Dan Hawkins, he asked Scotty Mack, did you get open there? And Scotty said, no, I didn't. So he looked for Simmons instead. Here's the punt and a fair catch by Sanders. So good field position for the Mountaineers at the 45. Our athletic trivia question involves Major Harris. '89, he finished third in the Heisman Trophy voting. Who won it that year?
Well, I know that Harris didn't.
That's
No.
a safe bet.
Bonus, you can the other top contenders in '88, '89.
I know one of them.
Because Major pointed out to me last night, not just '89, but he also contended in '88 when it was Aikman and Pete. But Barry Sanders won that one in a landslide. Handoff up the middle. Ryan Clark is a freshman, 226-pounder, kind of a change of pace physical back. Short game.
Yeah, you know what? This football program, Owen Schmidt was a great fullback here for many years that gave them that inside presence, right? And they think that Clark might be the kind of guy that could give it back to them.
He's a goal line specialist. Got 3 on first down. Now it's Devine back to the right of Brown. Sanders motioning into the slot. Buffs show pressure. But Brown rolls away from it, fires sidelines, and a nice catch. The first for Brad Starks. Nope, they ruled it incomplete. Thought he had it on the sidelines.
A really good throw from Jarrett Brown. I'll tell you, watching tape on the fifth-year senior quarterback, he looks to me more comfortable when he gets outside the pocket. Brandon Starks was a third-string quarterback last year. The coach Bill Stewart says is the next big star in this football team, but he's got to make these plays.
And you know what? And the thing that I'm most impressed about is the absolute footwork and the poise and the throw.
Well, blow it dead here to review this. The question was, did he have possession? He was bobbling it as he got near the sidelines.
Is under review.
Let's check it out. I thought to the naked eye this was a catch. Does he have control of the ball with the foot down?
First down.
So replay reverses the call on the field, and it is ruled a catch on the sidelines. It was very, very close. He has control, I think, just before his foot leaves the ground.
Yeah, you saw this, you know, you were pointing it out pretty early on. It's that left hand that gets control of the football to the chest before his foot came off the ground.
So instead of 3rd and 7, it's a first down for the Mountaineers at the Colorado 41. Take it to Devine. Brown steps up, takes a shot, deep down the middle, into traffic, broken up. Elric Arnett was surrounded by 3 Buffaloes.
Again, an example of the decision-making that Jarrett Brown has to do a better job of here. Yes, you want to take a shot. You probably have better athletes at wide receiver than they do at DB. But with all those white jerseys around the football, Craig, I don't know if I'm trying to fit that in there.
No, not at all. But then again, is there not body contact there by that Buffalo?
Jaleel Brown may have come over the back a split second too soon.
Just a little early.
It's Devine on 2nd and 10. He's tripped up and dropped for a loss. Jeff Smart, the senior captain on the tackle, as we check back with Reese Davis in the studio. Reese?
All right, Chris, time for SportsCenter right now. Baseball winding down, and the Twins beat the Tigers. They avoid elimination. Detroit's magic number to clinch the American League Central remains at 2. 8-3 the final in the game. And Michael Vick does not necessarily have a sponsorship deal with Nike. Nike's just agreed to provide him with product, as it does with many athletes not under contract. SportsCenter coming up after the game. Stay current to ESPN News.
Okay, Reese, 3rd and 9 here for the Mountaineers. And a timeout from Brown. Didn't like what he saw.
You good?
Well-used timeout.
Absolutely. Don't make a mistake.
All right, halftime, I think we'll be able to go get some food. So, we don't worry at the tent. So,
Major Harris honored after the first quarter. He's now down with Aaron.
Chris, thanks so much. Well, you said this was icing on the cake for your career. Talk about what it means to get inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Well, you know, when I look back on my career, the way it went, you know, it seemed like I never kind of got over the hump. You know, I didn't win the Heisman. We didn't win a national championship. So this was basically like the icing on the cake, basically.
Come on, you had fun at the Heisman with Chris Fowler, I heard. No. Hey, you said you live in Pittsburgh right now. You've got a chance to see Jarrett Brown play, obviously. You said you haven't given him much advice, but what do you like out of this guy?
Well, you know, he's big, he's strong, he's throwing a good catchable ball. And I think, you know, as he go on, he's going to just get better and better. You know, he sat behind Pat last year, so he really didn't get a chance to show what he can do. But we as fans and West Virginia fans, we knew that he was a good quarterback. Now he's proven it.
Well, congratulations, and enjoy your time in New York for this award.
Oh, hey, thank you.
All right, thanks so much. CF.
All right, Aaron. Major did enjoy his visit to New York for the Heisman, I promise you, in '89. Got him to the national championship game in '88, by the way. On third down, here's Brown with a pump fake. He has good protection and has a man wide open. Arnett. First down to the 25. 17-yard gain.
There are not very many quarterbacks that can start working to one side of the field, pump fake the football, then go all the way across the other side and drill a football in for the completion.
But look at the void here. I mean, you know, it's absolutely, there's this massive hole over there. Line up, go hug up, defend. Man, who hit the circle button on the Fowler? Is that you and Jock Sanders?
That looked good. Brown chased as he rolls out of the pocket and just flips it out of bounds. Marquez Harrod was in pursuit.
When you talk about Jarrett Brown, he's a guy really that has his opportunity this year to really make a name for himself and show everybody what he can do. And no West Virginia quarterback has thrown for more yards in his first 3 games of the season than Jarrett Brown. He's gotten off to a great start throwing the football. He's just got to watch the turnovers.
He got 172 yards of offense in this game and not yet 18 minutes of football. Second down, Devine. Cuts it back, squirts inside the 20. It'll set up about a 3rd and 4.
You know, when you talk about Jarrett Brown, I really think that the pro scouts will be really judging him on his decision-making as much as anything, because you do see that he's got the athletic ability. Jarrett Brown's numbers are crazy, and as you mentioned, he's got those 300-yard games already on his side. It took Pat White 42 games to get just 1.
Bolger and Hostetler, of course, went on to lengthy NFL careers. Brown would like to join them in that club. Third down, they flip it short. Sanders catches it, loses the ball as he reached it out. There's a scrum at the 20. Another costly turnover for Bill Stewart's team. He was trying to reach the football toward the marker, but the little guy had knocked loose by Jeff Smart.
And you know, Jesse, you mentioned it earlier in the football game. Bill Stewart, the coach, has preached mental discipline and toughness. And that means knowing the down and distance, understanding the game.
And just understanding where you are in the football field. That's now 2 consecutive drives where West Virginia has coughed the football up deep inside Colorado territory. Those kill you.
Smart recovered it. Ben Burney, the safety, forced the fumble. In 18 minutes have now lost 3 fumbles. Stewart on first down. Tripped up and he dives forward for about 7. You can emphasize it, you can talk about it, you can practice it, but you get under the lights and it's become a contagious problem.
And what's frustrating, it's been the big playmakers for West Virginia that's coughed it up. Quarterback Jarrett Brown, wide receiver Brad Starks, and now Jock Sanders on the swing pass. These are guys they're counting on to make plays and win games, not turn it over to help them lose games.
We were a top 20 team in the country last year in turnover margin, way down this year. Stewart tests the middle, near first down yardage to the 31.
Keep this in mind, this West Virginia defense hasn't yet given up a 100-yard rusher this year. Rodney Stewart right now is over 80 yards. We're barely in the second quarter.
Well, and it's Rodney's doing a lot of it, but it's also that offensive line. You just saw the push and the surge there. Stewart gets in behind those big bodies, those fannies up there protecting him. You can't find him. Just kind of smurfs his way up along the field.
That's a good point, Jesse. They held Auburn to 100 yards rushing, and the Tigers have had big rushing games against other people on the schedule. They average more than 300 a game if you exclude the West Virginia game.
They're the second best rushing team in the country going into that game.
Look at all the numbers.
2 in the play clock. Hawkins not aware of it.
Delay, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Clock was ticking down. No one on the sideline saw it either.
So important against a defense like this just to stay on schedule. One thing that Colorado I thought did a very good job of in the first quarter was get positive plays on first down. Keep those chains manageable. But with these type penalties, they can't do it.
So thanks to 3 Mountaineer fumbles, it's still 7-7 here early second quarter.
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by Allstate, proud sponsor of college football and the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Are you in good hands? And Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders.
The Mountaineer fans roasting up Buffalo this afternoon. Mario's Fishbowl and the Richwood Grill, Buffalo burgers, steaks. That's not very nice with Ralphie's gang in town.
Well, at least they're giving Ralphie the warning, don't come walking through the neighborhood.
Yeah, fella. So, after Colorado's first penalty of the evening, repeat on first down, 10, and there's a nice run by Stewart. Keith Tandy with the stop. Aaron, what do you have?
Well, what I have is really not a lot of motion from West Virginia's offense over here. You know, despite those 3 turnovers, guys kind of joking around, smiling, not really any sense of panic. Maybe that's because Colorado hasn't done anything once they got the ball, but yeah, I mean, they're just chilling. They don't look too worried.
Well, they haven't been stopped, but it has to be, frustrating, Craig. I mean, you can talk about the turnovers, but it
creeps in your mind, Chris.
Yeah.
You really, as a football player, who's going to make the next turnover?
2nd and 5. It's Brian Lockridge giving a breather to Stewart, and that's McKnight in motion. Hawkins fires our sidelines, a short gain. McKnight diving to make the catch. They'll need about 3 on third down.
That's one of the things I really like about this junior receiver and Scotty McKnight. He's not the flashiest, he's not the fastest receiver on the football team, but he understands the intricacies, comes back to his quarterback when he's scrambling to the right.
Well, he came into this game, he caught a pass in every one of the games he played in, 7 straight ball games. He's dependable. And obviously, as a quarterback, you got that guy, you know he's going to do his job.
He led the team as a freshman. He's the only experienced guy there. He helps the other receivers get lined up. On third down, they pitch it to Stewart. Stutter step, first down across the 45. Get this guy in space, and he's very, very dangerous.
One thing I like about the mentality of Colorado right now, they're wanting to run the football, and that's what they wanted to do when they started the season. But they get down early to Colorado State and Toledo early, and they had to abandon that, Craig.
Misdirection play there. Everything led you to believe that they were running to the right side, right? And with the speed of the backs here at Colorado and Stewart, if you give him, if you're flat-footed when he's got the ball moving, you're beaten.
It's 5 times tonight that Stewart has picked up a first down running the ball. There's a first down throw. Hawkins fires over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.T. Thomas, who then lost the ball. Thomas made the interception. Scotty McKnight jumped on the ball, and it's Colorado football. A double turnover.
Wow, yet another huge break for Colorado on this throw. Cody Hawkins never sees the will linebacker J.T. Thomas in his vision. He's trying to force this football to his tight end, Ryan Greer.
That's that robber, isn't it?
He just jumped right in front of him.
Yeah.
And now he's got to secure the football.
But Stewart knocked it out. Stewart got a hand in there, knocked the ball loose. McKnight fell on it, and Colorado takes over at the 46. So this is Stewart again. Quick cutback, diving for 7. these runs that aren't blocked for very much end up significant gains.
Last year, Colorado's offensive line had a little blocking gimmick that was really working against West Virginia. This is simple here, Jesse. Look, just man-to-man coming off straight on him. Nothing flashy.
What's great about a little running back like Rodney Stewart, so low to the ground, like you mentioned earlier, hard to see behind those tall linemen, so quick and shifty, able to get positive yards.
This is Stewart, chased, and he dives after a 2-yard loss. Matt Leisure was there. It's a pretty mammoth offensive line in terms of height. You got big Nate Solder, the left tackle there, 6'9". They say he has 7% body fat. Ryan Miller, a very good right guard at 6'8".
Well, the good news is it's hard to find 5'6" Rodney Stewart. The bad news is it's hard for 5'11" Cody Hawkins to see guys like J.T. Thomas over the field when making throws.
Stewart out of the game now. Demetrius Sumler is the back on 3rd and 6. Hawkins lobs down the middle. A flag flies as the tight end gear was tripped. Once again, Hawkins looking for his tight end on 3rd down. And this penalty will give CU a first down.
Mental toughness, right? Look at the penalty now. Going to give Colorado yet another first down.
Defense, number 2. Automatic first down.
We got Robert Sands, the free safety. Bill Stewart does not agree.
Watch the move here, a little out and then back to the inside. You got to keep your hands off. That's laziness right there. That's what you're talking about, Jesse, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric Keesaw, the offensive coordinator for Colorado, told us that Cody Hawkins loves throwing those seam routes to his big tight end. He's going to try to take advantage of those matchups on smaller linebackers and safeties like you saw right there.
Sands is a pretty big safety. He's a 6'5" guy. He just got beat for quickness there.
He got caught looking in the backfield. The receiver was up on him. He had to grab him with his arms or he was beaten deep.
First down carry for Stewart. Not much. Thomas trying to redeem himself, made a nice play, stepping in front of the pick, but the 4th West Virginia fumble. Keeping that defense out there, you can see he was sucking some air.
Right now, Colorado offensively, these long drives allowing their defense to get some rest and keeping this very explosive West Virginia offense on the sideline. The issue is, Craig, 10 and 12 play drives, like you mentioned earlier, it's hard to score points. A lot of things can go wrong.
There's a 2 tight end look. Sumler is the back. They fake it to him. Pressure. Hawkins has to flip it. It's a screen over the head of Sumler. They'll use him out of the backfield as a receiver. Pat Leisure, very quick pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, West Virginia's defense showing a lot of character here because they have been on the field a lot more than their offense has tonight. And so there they are. They're having to suck it up.
Very, very marginal field goal range for Colorado, given Goodman's struggles. It's 3rd and 10. Hawkins fires sidelines, broken up. Pretty predictable. He was looking for McKnight over there. Brandon Hogan, the junior corner, batted it down.
Really nice play by Brandon Hogan on this. They bring Scotty McKnight in motion to the slot. They give him a switch release so he can't be pressed off the line of scrimmage. He runs that comeback right like you said. Chris, I think we were all sitting up here in the booth expecting that comeback right, watching Scotty McKnight run it. But Brandon Hogan did a very nice job driving on the ball.
Colorado's going to go for this. Offense on the field on 4th and 10. And Stewart is back in the game. He's been out there for a couple of snaps, so you got to hurry. 5 on the play clock. Just get it off. Hawkins, good protection this time. Plenty of time, fires a wobbly pass and a sliding catch by Gear for a first down. That time West Virginia got nowhere near Hawkins, and that defense has to stay on the field even longer now.
We mentioned at the start of this football game that Cody Hawkins is the son of the coach. He's patient, and Jesse, you know what? How impressive is that he stays back, knows the down and distance.
He keeps his composure. There looked like there was maybe a window there where he could have taken off trying to run and get it, but he wouldn't have got that first down. He's able to throw it in for the first.
And Williams was just chasing gear all over the place. Finally, the tight end got away from the linebacker. This is Darryl Scott, the other touted, talented sophomore tailback for Colorado, gets his first carry of the night. A little more physical runner than Stewart. He's a guy that came to Colorado from California with so much hype. He's been hampered by a knee problem this year. We haven't seen Stewart carry the ball lately. He was the workhorse early.
But great timing, though, in the substitution. You've got a really fresh back out there, and you've got a tired defense that's been on the field here 2-1. And I tell you, the 16 minutes they've been out there, you know that they're fatigued.
Scott hit in the backfield, spins forward. Never had a chance. Williams there. And a little bit of a scuffle after the whistle. Officials quickly get the guys separated. This is a very, very tired defense. Remember, they've been out there a long time. Interception to fumble by Thomas. A chance to get off the field, couldn't. Colorado converting on a 4th and 10. Already 40 plays for this CU offense. Once again, Stewart not in the game.
And already they've missed 2 field goals, Colorado's offense, and I know that's on the head of Coach Hawkins.
Will Jefferson, the freshman, goes in motion. Hawkins looks to the left, fires for Jefferson in the corner. Uncatchable ball as he falls to the ground. JT Thomas got in. And again, Goodman from 40. Missed it, barely left. Came back, another long attempt. This one off the upright. That's been the problem for CU.
So he's got to aim this one a little bit more to the right.
This one's inside 40 yards. It'll be a 39-yard attempt. That's more of his comfort zone.
Exactly what they're thinking.
This time Goodman is good from 39. So Colorado, the marathon double turnover, takes the lead. 3:51 to halftime. Our athletic trivia question, centering on the year that Major Harris made a run of the Heisman Trophy. But who won it in '89? He wasn't in New York when the trophy was handed out. That's a hint. He was playing a game that day for the Houston Cougars. Andre Ware, our colleague.
He sent me a text. He goes, I know that answer. Andre Ware.
You'd better.
Is it fair for the winner to know the answer and to answer it himself?
It would scare me if he didn't know it. Hey, Darian Hagan was in the running there. A Colorado quarterback in '89, finished 5th. Hagan, the running backs coach for CU, is actually on Gary Barnett's staff, retained by Hawkins when he came here from Boise State. This is Rogers. Flag down as the freshman gets it across the 30. Both teams brought penalty problems into this game. Colorado has cleaned it up a bit. West Virginia has been hurt by penalties. And Bill Stewart grits his teeth.
Holding during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
He wants to know what number. He's supposed to give the number.
Bill Stewart told us when we spoke to him yesterday, he needed the defense to carry the team early in this football game. I've argued they've done that. West Virginia with 3 turnovers offensively. Colorado only has 10 points. But there's got to be a sense of urgency now for this West Virginia offense.
You know it every time you watch a football game, when a football team doesn't really take advantage of a lot of turnovers and miscues and score points, it comes back to hurt them.
So the Mountaineers 80 yards away, 3:45 to work with and a couple of timeouts. Sanders in the slot to the right. In motion, the fullback Clark. Hand it to Devine. Noel Devine turns the corner. Noel Devine in a foot race. And they get him on the angle, the 25. A 77-yard run earlier for a touchdown. This one for 56. And Bernie got a hand on him, but that wasn't enough.
Anthony Perkins, 46. Watch at the top of your screen. 46 come from the right center of your screen. Has the angle. 5 yards. You can't tell the angle there, but it's 5 yards. You still can't.
You just
keep up with him.
Noel Devine does not need very much space at all to get going. He's just so explosive.
That didn't take long. Get inside the Colorado 25. Hand it off to Mark Rogers with Devine getting a breather. Rogers spins away and falls forward for about 4. He's the true freshman. I think he's got a big future, a Californian.
You can see it doesn't take long for this West Virginia offense to get going. They've totaled over 500 yards their last 2 games. If they just clean up the mistakes, nobody has been able to stop them yet.
Rogers still in the game. Sanders slot right this time. Brown, pump fake. Fires short. It's caught. Getting down inside the 10-yard line is Jock Sanders. They've kept a good eye on him tonight, but that time he was well open.
Well, they couldn't find Sanders because he was over on the right side, and he snuck across the field right to left and just planted his feet where he's supposed to be.
Nobody from Colorado covered tight end Tyler Urban, who is flexed out to the left. That's where Jarrett Brown wanted to go initially with the football.
Second catch for Sanders. Devine back in the I formation on 1st and goal. Devine in heavy traffic, tries to get away. Slammed down by Beatty. And he's forced 2 fumbles already tonight. Colorado defense has been pretty stout in the red zone so far this season. Not a lot of things they've done well. That's one of them. Devine trots off. Empty backfield for Brown on 2nd and goal. Here's Sanders. Brown looks over the middle. He's got it for a touchdown. That's why we circle him. But even if you know where he is, you don't know where he's going, and he's tough to stop.
Well, it's such a bang-bang play, which is designed to do, and as soon as Brown saw the opportunity, he checked to it. You can see him on the bottom of the screen, how much room he's got, Jesse.
Really, Jock Sanders is just like Noel Devine playing wide receiver. He's the same body type, same quickness. He even got tugged and was still able to fight his way up the middle of the field.
Chappelle Brown says, I was all over him. I was right there, but he didn't see the football. So good execution in the red zone, and West Virginia marches 80 yards very quickly to take the lead. Just 5 plays. Bill Stewart says, we haven't stopped anybody. We're fumbles. Just chewing on nails over there. Now, you guys ready for NASCAR on Sunday on ABC? After making a statement with a win at Dover, Jimmy Johnson keeps his sights set. Current points leader Mark Martin. Johnson going for a 4th straight points title. They're in Kansas this week, 1 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday on ABC.
How many seasons has this been for Mark Martin?
His 26th NASCAR season, Craig. The guy's 50 years old. It's unbelievable.
You say that like it's old, Jesse, 50.
Oh, I'm turning.
All right. Yeah. Trust us, for guys steamrolling toward 50, it's not that old. You don't have to say it that way.
Where are you going on Monday? Huh? You think you get a flight to Europe real quick?
I'll be working. I'll be up in Bristol.
There's a good answer by this West Virginia offense. Of course, the huge run by Devine, covering 56 yards. And then Brown, the dart to Sanders. So we'll see what the Buffaloes have in store. Now down by 4, minute 21 before halftime and a couple of timeouts. Wider, boots it short. And Lockridge gets across the 32. Back to Reese Davis.
Chris, coming up on the IBM halftime report, Bob Stoops has made a decision. He'll go with Landry Jones at quarterback against Miami. We'll talk about the impact on the Sooners. Dr. Lou has impact on your marriage his recipe for marital bliss, and Mark has a simple solution for LSU. We offer a solution for West Virginia. Lester Hayes amounts of Stickum might work.
A simple solution for LSU. They got some issues for a top 5 team, that's for sure. Hawkins straight back on first down. Has protection. Fires middle. It's complete. Into Mountaineer territory is Scotty McKnight.
Great rhythm again on the throw by Cody Hawkins. And there he is, Craig, Mr. Reliable. Scotty McKnight working the double move.
$25 yards, the 6th catch for the leading receiver in the CU offense. This is Sumler. Demetrius Sumler, the 3rd tailback. He shows his quicks, picks up 7 before Thomas grabbed him inside of a minute.
You got to go now. You got to go. You got 2 timeouts. Clock still running. You're just running the football. Either burn one or let's get going. Where's the urgency?
Taking a lot of time. Hawkins fires short. It's complete. It's a first down to Gear. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Hawkins calling for a spike from his son. Doesn't want to spend the timeout, I guess.
agree with that. That's save it. You know what? Save it. You got 2 or.
And the clock's running.
You know what? Clock management, though, everybody has a different strategy on that. And I think Coach Hawk right there was thinking, hey, I'd rather have 2 in my pocket so I can go to the middle of the football field, or even maybe throw something underneath with a guy with a chance to run with the ball.
I agree with that, but I don't like the execution on this drive. Guys are slow coming back to the line of scrimmage. They're calling slow developing plays with guys in motion.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate for a second. They started on the 30, and they're already at the other 30, though. That's not too bad.
But they could still have anher 20 seconds on the clock, Fred. They could have another 20 seconds on the clock.
Boy, I just sitting on the couch with you. I'm just trying to think of a different idea.
Half glass empty.
2nd and 10 after the spike. Hawkins pressured, fires down the sideline. Sumler, and it's intercepted. Sidney Glover cashing in on the poor throw. Glover upended at the 37 as Hawkins makes a mistake.
He hasn't made many mistakes tonight, but that's certainly one, a misread between the quarterback and the receiver. I'm sure that he was thinking the ball. They said that was a bad play right there. But, you know, I'm sure Hawkins was thinking something different down the field.
Well, you heard what he just said. You can't make mistakes when you start getting close to the red zone. And Cody Hawkins trying to take advantage of his speedy running back on the bandit safety, Sidney Glover, but he just doesn't put enough air under the throw. It looks like Demetrius Sumler about to run right by him, maybe for a touchdown if he gets more air under it.
Yeah, you can question the decision, but the execution, the throw, very poor. So the Mountaineers not content. Brown running around back there. Buys some time and fires incomplete. No need for Stewart and Brown there. It wanted more. Now 5 seconds to go. The Mountaineers 255 yards offense as they're on pace for their 3rd straight 500-yard game, but only 14 to show for it because of the turnover.
You got to think if you're Dan Hawkins in Colorado, you're going into locker room right now with a win mentality. I mean, the turnovers, the in the red zone like that, only give these guys 14 points. It's not so bad.
You saw the shot of Cody Hawkins. Definitely feels like his team should have come away with at least 3 on that possession. So final play of the first half. And they flip it short, trying to make a big game. This is Devine. Cannot make a couple guys miss over there. And West Virginia will go to the locker room at home, up by 4, despite 4 costly fumbles in the first half. Both teams over 200 yards offense, but only 24 total points. Bill Stewart with Aaron Andrews.
I know you can't be happy about the turnovers or the penalties. What's your message to your guys about those?
Mental toughness. I'm so tired of seeing the ball on the ground, Aaron. That's not Mountaineer football. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. We got to get mentally tough, take care of the football, just keep playing hard and aggressive.
Colorado's sticking around here, Coach. Defensively, what's the biggest adjustment you have to make for the second half?
With a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. We got to get her in, just getting upfield a little bit more, try to make a play, breaking on the ball.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'd like to sneak a camera into that locker room at halftime. Bill Stewart going to give a spirited message here. In the meantime, Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, Mark May, the IBM halftime report, 14-10 Nears.
Well, Chris, we can't send a camera.
Mountaineers up 4 as we get set for the second half. They'll get the football to begin. The Mountaineer offense that punted only once in the first half. Only had it for 28 plays, guys, but 9.4 per play. It's those 4 fumbles that have kept them from making this a runaway at halftime.
Either of you guys have any doubt in your mind that Bill Stewart has told his football team in that locker room, if you fumble the football, you're with me?
Yeah, no question.
2 hands on the ball?
Absolutely.
Man.
It's an offense right now. I mean, they're on pace to have their 3rd consecutive game of over 500 yards of total offense. Colorado hasn't stopped them. West Virginia right now, though, with 3 offensive turnovers, they completely stopped themselves.
Goodman to boot it away. And it's a short kick. Mark Rogers. And the freshman gets it just to the 25-yard line. Our Home Depot coaching adjustments here. What do you fellas have?
Well, it has to be the miscues and the fumbles that we just were talking about. This West Virginia offense is explosive. That one there is an unforced error, Jesse.
It sure is, and it's the big playmakers from West Virginia that are turning the football over. Craig, I don't think they have to make any changes schematically. They've been gashing him with Noel Devine running the football. When they have an opportunity to capitalize on these drives, they got to score points and just hold onto the football.
Easy. Don't get so technical on me, guys. So your adjustment is don't put it on the ground.
Exactly.
Right. You got it. This is Devine. He gets that little crease. Came close to busting another long one. It's about 11.
And I think you're going to see this West Virginia offensive line set their pads. Look at the drive blocking. They're going to set the pads. And this is going to be one of those old-fashioned second halves. They're going to test them.
This is Tavon Austin. And the young guy gets away. A little high step. Almost got the corner on the sideline, close to a first down.
Offensive coordinator Jeff Mullen loves Tavon Austin, his true freshman wide receiver. Told us he's a mix between Noel Devine and Jock Sanders. He said there's a reason why they gave him #1.
Absolutely. Look at this burst here. Like, woo! You don't use that very often unless you got a big burst.
That's a pretty good mix. Sanders and Devine, huh?
Yeah, not bad.
He's from Baltimore. Second and 1. This is Devine. Spinning in the backfield. They got him by the jersey, and he'll lose a few. There's an example. Maybe you shouldn't dance on 2nd and 1, huh?
Sometimes you just got to get on up in there and lick them and get your first down. But you know what? When from a big picture standpoint, right, Jesse, don't you tell this Colorado defense, we're starting the game over again. You got to have the same effort.
It's 0-0 coming into the second half. That's what you got to be looking at right now for Colorado on defense.
Credit to Marquez Harrod. The big stop sets up 3rd and 3. They'll throw it. And the catch made by Clark, and the fullback has a first down into Colorado territory. He's a bruising runner. Also pretty good hands. That was not that easy a catch.
No. Nor that easy of a throw either. I mean, that was nice execution right there.
And they go up tempo now. No huddle for West Virginia. 3 receivers to the left. Jock Sanders among them. He's in the middle there. Throws to the right. They get single coverage. Breaking free is Starks down the sideline. Brad Starks to the end zone. And the Mountaineers strike at the opening possession of the half. Have you detected a slight gap in speed between the Mountaineer offense and the Buffalo defense?
This is all Jared Brown studying his tape. And we're seeing the corner blitz come from the top of the screen. Here it's going to come. He sees it right away, throws the side adjustment to his wide receiver, Brad Stark. He's a better athlete. You see the speed.
Patrick Mankey, free safety, the sophomore, having a rough night. He is overmatched out there big time. And the extra point from Bittenkurt. And West Virginia wastes no time, less than 2 minutes, to extend the lead to 21-10. Mountaineers strike to open the 3rd quarter, 21-10. Another big play against this Colorado defense.
You know what? It's the footwork that Jesse we didn't see all the time, getting his shoulders around, recognizing the blitz coming on the outside. And there's a lot of athleticism and speed. And then the phone call from upstairs, yeah, you did a nice job, young man.
That's the best phone call you can get as a quarterback in the middle of a football game.
It was sweet for Starks because a year ago, guys, remember the nightmare that he had in his freshman season, fumbled early and set up a Colorado touchdown. Then he had a wide open man on the double pass. This guy's a quarterback. He was the third string quarterback. Fluttered the pass out there. It was a nightmare a year ago, so a little sweet redemption for Starks. Short kickoff taken by Lockridge. Patience follows his blockers, and Brian Lockridge is in the clear and in the Mountaineer territory at the 42. Go to Aaron Andrews.
Well, Chris, that big score is exactly what Colorado head coach Dan Hawkins preached to his team in the locker room during halftime. Do not give up the big play. That's exactly what he told us on our conference call. Hey, guys, I've been snooping around with West Virginia, kind of seeing what the vibe, what the temperature was with Bill Stewart and the turnover penalties. I'm hearing it wasn't that bad. A lot of guys said, I've heard a lot worse. So maybe under control in there.
Well, the good thing is they're leading. If they were behind by a couple touchdowns, they're against a team that is not nearly as athletic as they are, so they're getting away with it. This is Lockridge, and you have to wonder about the condition of Rodney Stewart. Again, injured the first couple of games with a hamstring. A very effective first half, had 97 yards, but we didn't see a lot of Rodney late in the first half. Aaron, is he okay?
I've been asking guys, trainers, SIDs over there with Colorado. They told me he's fine. They were just giving him a blow, just trying to get him some time over on the sidelines to get Daryl Scott in there as well.
You better get the number 5 back in there. He's been the playmaker for this offense.
Or it will be a blowout.
Well, this is Lockridge on the toss. Nothing. And it'll be 3rd and long.
You get the feeling right now, if you're Colorado offensively, you need a touchdown here. And yes, you should have 9 more points on the board. You missed 2 field goals. You throw an interception in the red zone before the half. But this West Virginia offense cannot be stopped.
Well, they haven't all night, have they?
No.
It hasn't happened all night. And, you know, when you talk about this offense in Colorado, they can't panic. And that's why you'd like to see Rodney Stewart in the game, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You know, get back to what was kind of working for you in the first half.
Stewart is in the game on 3rd and 8. You got to believe this might be 4-down territory for Hawkins, even though it's early 3rd quarter. They move the pocket. Hawkins slings it along the sidelines. Again, his favorite target, McKnight, has a 1st down. McKnight on the field.
Already a very thin wide receiver core here at Colorado. The last thing they need to do is have Scotty McKnight go down.
Had a real trouble attracting playmaking receivers to this offense. It's been a problem area for recruiting. McKnight's been an overachiever, a heady guy who's making the most of his ability.
And you sure hope right here he just had the wind knocked out of him. Looked like that football kind of got him in the gut a little bit, and sometimes that can knock the wind out of you. You hope that's the case because they cannot afford to lose him. He is by far their best wide receiver.
Chris, it is interesting, though, when you think about it, that this offense hasn't, under Hawkins, recruited more explosive players at wide receiver.
They didn't have a lot when he got there, but you're right, the tradition, guys like Westbrook and Ray Caruth and Charles Johnson, they always had a vertical stretching receiver, even when they were predominantly a running offense back in the glory days. Stewart's in there on 1st down, and he's got it.
Miller on the stop.
One thing that's really hurt this Colorado offense for the last 2 years, the lack of the big play. We've seen West Virginia tonight. They've had 3 plays over 40 yards. 2 years ago, 2007, 58 plays for Colorado of 20-plus yards. They only had 40 last year and only 10 coming into this game. A big reason why, you guys just talked about it, no big playmaker on the perimeter at wide receiver.
McKnight back in the game. He's split left. This is Stewart for a short gain. And we'll set up another 3rd medium.
Now, you know that right now that West Virginia sees the hurry up from the huddle. They run right to the line of scrimmage, run play.
Colorado trying to get set, but trying to change the tempo and the pace, see if they can catch this West Virginia defense off guard. But a good job from West Virginia, just knowing where to get lined up, staying in the game. They understand this is a big stand right here as well.
Somewhere in the game on 3rd and 7. He's to the left of Hawkins. Good protection, a downfield shot looking for Gear, the tight end, just over his hands. So another deep shot. It's been a problem to convert those. Usually Hawkins overthrows them.
Oh, just out of it. You know, and a tight end trying to stretch down the field, coming from the right side of your screen, going across to the left. And you see that just run right through it, just a little bit more, inches.
They've had those opportunities all season long. They have not been able to capitalize. When they've had wide receivers running open downfield, they haven't been able to hit them.
They're going for it on 4th and 7. Field goals will not get them back in this game, that's for sure. And they're showing pressure, and they bring it. Hawkins steps up, eludes it, fires to the end zone. McKnight has it. Touchdown. He beat Brandon Hogan, and Hawkins able to just slide around and avoid the blitz long enough.
Absolutely great job by the quarterback of moving around, finding time, buying it, getting it downfield. And how about McKnight coming back in the game?
Well, there's a free blitzer, and Cody Hawkins just beats him with his feet. He steps up and gives his wide receiver, Scotty McKnight, a chance. He blows right by the corner, but he puts it in an area where Scotty McKnight can go up and high point the football. Great plays individually by Cody Hawkins and Scotty McKnight.
29-yarder on 4th down, keeps the Buffaloes within contact. Take a bit too much time perhaps on the conversion here.
This offense isn't used to scoring outside the red zone, are they, fellas?
Hadn't done it all year.
Participation, defense. There were 12 people on the field.
They can't do that even on an extra point.
No. Look at that face. Huh?
Well, how about that? What about West Virginia's offense coming out in second half? The big play, the score, but the defense not being able to match the intensity, allowing Colorado to just drive down the field.
Rather than go for the 2-point conversion, it would have been half the distance. They choose to just kick the PAT, and Goodman knocks it through, make it a 4-point game. So Colorado, essential that they answer in that possession. A big 4th down completion, Hawkins to McKnight. It's a 4-point game again.
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by Cadillac and Aflac. We've got you under our wing.
Just across the border with Pennsylvania, Laurel Canyons Geological Park offers all kinds of things like rappelling, spelunking. Given the choice between rappelling and spelunking, Craig, which would you take?
The problem with rappelling there is that if you miss the step, you got a long ways down.
Are you a rappeller or a spelunker?
I don't know what either are. What are they?
I got the repeller down. I don't know what is a spelunker.
You don't know what it's spelunker.
I don't want to answer the question until I know what it is. You could be setting me up, Fowler.
That's wise.
Yeah.
It's exploring caves.
It's not so bad.
Caves.
Yeah.
No, I'm claustrophobic.
There's a short kickoff taken by Tavon Austin, and the flag comes down. The Mountaineers have had problems on returns with penalties tonight.
Blocking the back, number 38 during the return. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
And the problems continue. Another reminder, Monday night, Brett Favre and the Vikings against his former team. Monday Night Countdown begins at 7 Eastern. Packers Vikings get it on at 8:30. You guys are on opposite sides of that.
Really question, like a lot of fans. I'm a fan of Brett Favre's. Him coming back this year, but those 4th quarter comebacks.
Well, I mean, he was brought in not to manage games. Adrian Peterson is the star of that offense, but he proved that when teams take Peterson away, he can make throws late to still win games. He still has it.
Who's taken Peterson away yet?
Well, they did last week.
Oh.
Can he sustain it for an entire season? That's what Jet fans want to know. Remember last year. And the handoff, this is Tavon Austin, and the freshman shows his quicks around the corner for about a 4-yard gain.
You know what? This Colorado defense really has to think really in terms of staying back and
forcing
playing
a fumble,
soft.
maybe?
No, well, the fumble would be great, but don't you think that they know they can't get up in their face? They get up in the mustache of West Virginia, they're going to run right by them. They don't have the foot speed to deal with it. So you got to play loose and hope it takes a long drive.
Mountaineers can make a lot of defenses look slow, and that has really been the case tonight. Divine motions into the backfield, a high snap. Brown gives it to him, and he's dragged down. Curtis Cunningham, the defensive tackle, on the tackle.
The problem Colorado has had defensively this year is they've given up way too many big plays. Coming into this game, they've given up 9 plays of 40 yards or more. Already tonight, they've given up a 77-yard touchdown run by Noel Devine, another 56-yard run, and a 48-yard touchdown pass.
Mountaineers only need 4 yards on this third down. It's Devine to the right of Brown now. They blitz, and they get him. First sack of the night. Colorado brought pressure. Chappelle Brown, 175 pounds off the corner, joined by Marcus Burton.
Great call by the Colorado defense, but you're going to see that what's going to happen is the pressure from the inside, Jesse, that didn't give Brown an escape route.
Well, they're letting 265-pound middle linebacker Marcus Burton free. Give Ron Collins a lot of credit. He's rolling the dice. That's cover 0. There was nobody deep. If Jarrett Brown would have been able to elude that, that may have been yet another big touchdown.
And lose 15 yards. Colorado's defense comes up with a stop. And Jason Espinosa will try to give them good field position. Pretty good kick by Kozlowski. Espinosa dancing around, bounces into a blocker, and gets to the 40. And the late flag comes in on the return. Kozlowski's done his job as a punter. That was 53 yards, just a 7-yard return. There was a scuffle there late in the return.
Blocking the back during the return. Number 22. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
And it's the first major penalty on Hawkins' team. The first penalty that's been accepted by West Virginia, and it spoils good field position. Saturday, college football, regional action. Oklahoma, Miami, or USC, California, 8 o'clock Eastern time. How do you guys see USC Cal? Before this season, a lot of people thought this was the Bears' year to get the Trojans at home. But that performance against Oregon.
Well, how about USC last year holding Javid Best to only 30 yards on the ground? Can they do it again this year?
Of course, Miami, Oklahoma, the showcase game with Landry Jones, not Sam Bradford at quarterback. This is Stewart. They're trying the middle, but the Mountaineers are all over number 5, who's going over the century mark.
You know, going back to that Oklahoma game, I talked to Bob Stoops today about his quarterback situation, and he was quick to say, look, whoever plays quarterback has to have supporting staff, right? You got to have the running game, the offensive line, the wide receivers. So Bob Stoops says we got a good football team. They're prepared. We're having good practices. Regardless of who the quarterback is, he's got to go in there and execute and let his teammates help him.
But I think Oklahoma feels like Landry Jones runs the same offense that Sam Bradford does. They're not picking different plays. He's able to make all the throws.
There's Stewart on second down. Hurdles the defender, but just tripped up. And it'll be 3rd and 3.
Oklahoma, though, their defense is good. And Bob Stoops did a nice job just to keeping them right, focused. They're there, positioned. With all of the uncertainty in college football this year, it's a long season, so don't count the Sooners out just yet.
Nasty, nasty pass rush to get after Ja'Cory Harris. Comes off the shaky game up in Blacksburg. Crowd tries to make some noise on 3rd and 3. This is Sumler out of the backfield. He's got it, and he's got a first down across the 40. Demetrius Sumler doesn't get a chance to run it very often, but a good receiver.
I really like this play by Cody Hawkins. He saw West Virginia's defense playing a big zone. He knew he wasn't going to be able to throw the football downfield. He knew he wanted to get to the running back quick and gave him the football fast.
I'd like to welcome those of you joining us who are watching ESPNU. A lightning delay, and they're in that ball game. Chris Fowler, Craig James, Jesse Palmer, Aaron Andrews. 21-17, West Virginia leading midway in the third quarter here. Colorado trying to get the march going here. Hanging around in this game thanks to 4 West Virginia fumbles in the first half.
Well, a couple of Colorado miscues in the kicking game, 2 missed field goals as well. But this running game and the discipline of Hawkins at quarterback, taking what the defense gives him, not forcing things.
And he has to do that because they need to drive the football down the field. They do not have big play threats outside. It is imperative in this offense Hawkins makes great decisions.
Gear, the tight end, goes in motion on 2nd and 12. Hawkins straight back. Flag down as Hawkins scampers and gets hammered at the 45. Far side of the field. We'll check the marker. Again, Colorado, heavily penalized team coming in. Didn't have an accepted penalty in the first half.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 players in the backfield.
So Gear that came in motion but didn't get up to the line of scrimmage.
Eric Hesaw, the offensive coordinator, told his offense after an embarrassing loss in week 2 against Toledo, we can only control the things that we can control. That means penalties, that means sacks. So far in this game, 2 penalties. Cody Hawkins has not been sacked yet, though. They've done a very good job protecting him so far this football game.
See if the Mountaineers bring some pressure now on 2nd and 17.
Well, if they do, here's your fella right there, Scotty McKnight.
They rush 3, drop 9. And they drop it off to Stewart, is hammered incomplete. Big hit delivered by Brandon Hogan, who got beaten on that touchdown a little while ago. Knocks the ball loose.
See Brandon Hogan here just doing a good job of route recognition. Rodney Stewart, though, Craig, running with his hand up in the air, and all that does is put all the defensive eyes on you.
Colorado has been pretty efficient on 3rd down tonight, but they need 17 yards here. And make it 22.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Bryce Givens is a redshirt freshman. There are 3 other sophomores who start up front for Hawkins.
So while Colorado has really played mistake-free football technically tonight, this series right here, you've got a block in the back on the punt return. You've got a false formation, right? Illegal formation and procedure. So not playing smart once their defense stopped West Virginia and they got the ball back.
3 penalties if you include the return on this possession alone. Hawkins winds up, fires down the sideline, and it's intercepted. Robert Sands came over. He was looking for Seamus. 3rd pick thrown by Hawkins tonight. Tried to squeeze it into coverage, and the safety came late.
It's just not something you would expect from a veteran quarterback in Cody Hawkins, trying to get it all back on 3rd and 22. It's okay to go ahead and punt. Now West Virginia has the football at midfield.
Mountaineers only had 3 takeaways coming into this game. They have 3 tonight. College football primetime presented by Applebee's. 4-point game here in the 3rd quarter. Coach Stu happy about his team's 3rd interception on the night. And there's a father-son coach quarterback chat. It was brief. There'd be a few quarterbacks in college, Jesse, with the arm to fit that ball in there, but Cody's not one of them.
No, he's not. He doesn't have the physical skill set to make that completion.
Empty backfield. Noel Devine is in the slot to the right of Brown. Looking left, fires down the seam, has a man wide open, Tavon Austin, and he overthrew him. Austin had beaten Chappelle Brown.
This kind of looks like a track meet, and the gun goes off. West Virginia's receivers take off. There were 2 guys deep in the secondary that were behind the secondary. Top of the screen, somebody was open. Bottom of the screen, somebody's open. Just pick one and throw it down there.
Brown on second down. Pressured, circles back, and gets dropped. A big loss. Marcus Burton, the linebacker, his wife gave birth to his second son the morning of the opening game against Colorado State. Made the tackle.
Does this fall under the category of being mentally disciplined?
Absolutely right. I think as a quarterback, you look at Jarrett Brown, all the physical skills in the world, but at some point you got to know when to throw the football away. He believes in himself so much, and you love that about him, but you can't go backwards. You got to throw that football away.
They need 23 on third down, but I wouldn't count him out. Colorado pressures him again. Brown going backwards again. Back-to-back sacks. Chappelle Brown off the corner, and some boos in Morgantown.
Very nice decision by the Colorado defense and Ron Collins to go with smaller folks out there, nickel or dime, but you got two small folks on the outside here. That means you can run them down. You got foot speed on the field to deal with Brown, the quarterback.
And how about this defense pushing West Virginia back? They had the ball at midfield. They're punting this from inside their 20-yard line. 3 sacks on the last 2 drives for Colorado.
Mountaineers had allowed 3 sacks through the first 3.5 games. Kozlowski's been a clutch punter. This one not quite as deep. Espinosa tries to find some room and fights across his 40-yard line. So Colorado try to hang around and win a game in the Eastern time zone, something they haven't done in the last 7. The last Eastern time zone win was one of the plays of the century in college football back in '94. Cordell Stewart, triple zeros on the clock at the Big House, heaves it downfield. Great call by Keith Jackson, and the touchdown catch. A miracle in Michigan. Michael Westbrook on the receiving end off the carom there.
Chris, I remember we were doing a show in Bristol. It was a home game for us. You're calling another deal, and Corso and I are screaming.
No, we just took a pause there and said that, I'll just pay this off. Colorado's got the last play of the game. We'll give you a final score in a second. And that play unfolds, and it was hard to keep it together. I'll just say that.
It's still amazing to me that Cordell Stewart threw that football 74 yards in the air. How many guys can do that? Give yourself a chance to make that play late in the game.
Cordell the other day, he was doing some college football for us, and back in the studio, and he wouldn't let it alone. He had to bring that play up.
15-year anniversary. I know Cordell's watching this game tonight. Buffaloes faces 2nd and 11. Hawkins fires far side. McKnight makes the catch, circles back, but can't get free. It'll set up 3rd and about 4. Hogan on the tackle.
Now, earlier we said in the game, watch out now, because Colorado, you should have been scoring points. You're going to get taken to the woodshed here. Eventually, West Virginia will wake up. Now, don't you get the feel a little bit that West Virginia hadn't taken them to the woodshed? Watch out.
No, and that's something Bill Stewart had said, 2 weeks ago against Auburn. They had a chance to put the foot down on Auburn in the second quarter. They were unable to do that, end the game early. All of a sudden now letting Colorado just hang around.
Stewart in the game on 3rd and 5. Hawkins has him in the flat. Is pressured, now just has to lob it down the field and over the head of Stewart.
Stewart falls incomplete. J.T. Thomas defending on the play. 4th down.
So unfortunate for Colorado. Here you see your defense, the last 2 drives, going out, shutting this high-octane West Virginia offense completely down and giving you the football back in midfield, and you're not able to capitalize on it.
Earlier, they were doing well on 1st down. Mountaineers have been stuffing them on the 1st down runs and forcing 2nd and 3rd and longs lately.
Not a lot of Rodney Stewart since early, in the second quarter.
Jock Sanders to receive this pump from Delala, but it's a very short kick. Kind of an ugly sand wedge. It bounces sideways and will be down at about the 30-yard line. So a chance to pin the Mountaineers deep, but a poor punt. The SEC on ESPN continues Saturday night. The undefeated Auburn Tigers, who just beat the Mountaineers. First road test of the season. They go to Rocky Top, that high-powered Auburn offense against Kiffin's defense.
Well, it could come down to this right here, the play of the quarterbacks. One quarterback has done exceptionally well all season long, that of course being Chris Todd. Jonathan Crompton really has struggled since after that first game against Western Kentucky. He's really struggled throwing the football.
After the 22-yard punt, Mountaineers take over at the 31. And this is a handoff to Jock Sanders. Out of a slot position, he picks up about 6.
I think Auburn's something like 27 points away from scoring more points on the season than they had the entire 08 year.
They're averaging 45 points a game, which is 3rd best in the country right now. I know Alabama and Florida are really good on defense. I'm not so sure Tennessee, though, isn't the best defense in the SEC.
Tigers have been having trouble stopping people on the flip side, Craig.
Well, we just watched them on film yesterday. They couldn't stop West Virginia.
They did not. 509 yards for the Mountaineers in that game. It's Devine, reverses his course, cuts it back, and has a first.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not certain that after my study going into the 4th quarter, I thought the score would be 21-17 this close.
I'm with you. There's been turnovers that we saw against Auburn. They've come back to bite West Virginia. On the flip side, Colorado has found ways to just hang around. They've gotten big defensive stops here late when they've needed them.
If you told Dan Hawkins that his son would throw 3 picks, they'd miss 2 makeable field goals and still be within 4 points at the end of 3, I think he'd have taken that. But the Mountaineers on the march with 15 minutes to play. The final corner from Morgantown coming up when we come back. The crowd to wear the old gold, a gold rush night here in Morgantown, and they have complied. But as the 4th quarter begins, notice the folks in this section up here. This is the student section. They apparently have gone home to study. They're going to the library, get ready for tomorrow's classes.
That's exactly what they're doing too. They're studying right now.
There's a couple of economics majors. Actually, there are no classes tomorrow. They've called off classes, so maybe they had something else in mind here. Get the early start to the festivities in the evening. Sanders in motion. And the handoff to Devine. Bounces it. Couldn't get the corner. Chappelle Brown grabbed him.
It's a great example right there of, again, the play designed to go one way, but because he is Noel Devine and because he knows he has that game-breaking ability, he sometimes tries to bounce it.
Is that a mistake? Or will scouts look at that and say, you love your speed, but more discipline?
Well, they'll know that he really is a slot guy. He's a kick return guy, punt return guy. He's not going to be an every down.
No, he won't be.
No.
Because of that or just because of his size?
In the NFL, everybody can run. They'll catch in the NFL, and they're going to stay out there. They'll have the blanket ready for you.
See with those big sacks Brown took in the last possession. They're in negative yardage rushing in this half. This time he gets the corner, and Devine gets a first down into Buffalo's territory before Smart grabbed him.
Whew. See West Virginia coming out in this quarter with the game on the line, running the football, force-feeding Noel Devine.
Yeah, but then the NFL guy who just saw him dance and make a bad play will see him just outrun everybody.
And you made his folks down there in Florida and his posse mad by saying he doesn't have NFL potential as a running back, right?
Well, no, there's no way. He might be able, he's a 15-touch per game guy.
He could be a third down guy.
Yeah.
He's got a $171 tonight. This is Sanders. There's an excellent running back as well down there in high school.
Jock Sanders came into the game almost averaging 10 catches per game, which is 3rd best in the country. He only has 3 catches so far. They have creative ways to get him the football as well.
But coming into this game, listening to the coaches talk about all of their assets, I was afraid they might try to spread the love so much that nobody really produced.
Saw just 3 catches, but 1 touchdown for Sanders. Got 7 yards as a runner there. This is Devine. Again, tries to bounce it. He's hammered at the 35. Should be enough for a first down. Forrest West, a true freshman on the tackle.
That's a difficult thing for an offensive coordinator to do when you have so many playmakers. And you look at this offense, Noel Devine, Jock Sanders, Brad Starks, Alric Arnett, so much speed. You want to get everybody involved, but it's tough to do. Right now, you just got to feed the horse that's helping you right now, and I'd argue that's Noel Devine.
Jeff Mullen said that folks began to figure out the offense last year, using the USF plan. But this is a whole different West Virginia offense in 2009. Brown has time. Now it breaks down. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. No flag. Brown sat in that pocket and paid a price.
Colorado forced him to stay in the pocket, Chris, and all night when Colorado has brought pressure, Jesse, the one thing they've done a great job of is maintaining responsibility in their lanes to keep him there.
Well, they understand that he's more comfortable outside of the pocket. He can make bigger plays from those angles. He wanted a big throw downtown to Jock Saunders there, but good job by the defense corralling him.
There's Anthony Perkins on the pressure. Here's the pistol formation. Devine behind Brown. He's in close-up shotgun formation. And they hand it to Devine. Breaks a tackle at the corner. Steps out of bounds. Boy, he can accelerate so quickly from that deep position.
It seems like so many times tonight, defenders have the outside leverage on Noel Devine. They're splitting him with the sideline, and every time Noel Devine is able to get outside.
And you just can't lose your feet as a defender against someone as fast as he is. And so you've got to go through. You see the lunge on the top? Devine is so fast, he runs right around you.
So first down at the 24. Devine again. Starts left, bounces it right, and cuts it back inside the 20. Got 5.
But that is a design deal to bounce back. They pull the left guard, Jenkins. He comes around, so it's a counter. Start left, come right. 189, 11-1 average. And he's liable to go at any moment 70 yards on it.
But I love the play call there again by offensive coordinator Jeff Mullen, designing plays to get Noel Devine outside. That's where he hurts you.
This time they feed Ryan Clark, the big fullback, banging ahead. All those small, fast guys, and you give it to the 230-pounder.
Tackle by Marcus Burton.
This offense has changed its identity so much. We talked about it earlier in the game, but their run and passing, it's almost balanced now. You know, in the past, it was all run.
Yeah, and Bill Stewart said, look, if I still had Pat White and I still had Steve Slayton and I still had Owen Schmidt, we'd be running it every play. But I don't. So this is what we have to do.
It's working out okay. See Sanders stepping up slot left on 3rd and 3. Ryan running right, cuts it back, and on the 11th play of this drive, he's got a first down at the 12.
And this has been an attitude drive by West Virginia. 11 plays, 10 runs. They're trying to wear this Colorado defense out.
Because we're up here in the booth and we're talking about how that Colorado's being allowed to stay in the game, stay close. West Virginia, there's the mental discipline that Stewart's looking for. He wanted his team to understand the sense of urgency that they didn't have at Auburn in their last game. And they've done a really nice job right here.
Devine again, cuts it to the right. Stiff arm on the corner, and he's forced out.
I want to make sure don't put me in the corner of saying I don't think he's a great player. I just don't.
And I ask you, but next level, project him as an NFL player. That's all.
Not as a running back, not an every down running back.
He'd be like a Leon Washington with the New York Jets.
Well, he had a great
big-time player, absolutely. No, yeah. Noel Devine could be a major impact player at the next level. Nobody denies that.
He's got another year of eligibility if he decides to use it next year, just a junior.
Come on out. He's ready for the next day.
Oh, now you're trying to make it up to his posse. All right. There's the handoff again. Picks it way. Noel Devine squirts down inside the 5. He was penned in but bursts inside the 2. It'll be 1st and goal.
The coaches talked about this year the new leadership role Noel Devine has taken over. Never used to talk very much, but this year he's really stepped up as a leader on this side of the football.
Being vocal like he is, but he's wearing this defense out, and he just seems as fresh as he was in the first quarter. A lot of substitutions coming in by West Virginia right now. They're putting fresh bodies in. Colorado doesn't have an answer with fresh bodies.
Devine now 2 yards short of his career high. It's 1st and goal. And they give it to Clark. Big guy barrels near the goal line across the plane. Touchdown. We've seen some big plays tonight. That was a methodical, punishing drive by the Mountaineers.
So Noel Devine wears them out. And then
that's fair, isn't it?
I'm telling you.
He wears them out and turn around and give the freshman the football for the 1-yard touchdown run.
My dad used to get so mad at me. Son, why you come out of the game and you got down to the goal line? I said, Dad, I was tired. I don't want to fumble.
Second career touchdown for the freshman from Maryland. Bittencourt boots it through. So the Mountaineers go back up by 11 with 9:17 to go. 69 yards, 14 plays, took almost 7 minutes. Devine does all the work. Clark gets the touchdown. Back here in Morgantown, this has got no one anywhere. I'm going to watch every minute. They're going to sing "Take Me Home, Country Road" after the ball game. He didn't have to study. He's camping out 11 instead of 10 minutes to go. Thanks to Noel Devine. 205 yards, too short of what he had against Auburn last year.
Well, in that last drive, there were 13 runs by West Virginia. He had 9 for 52. So pretty healthy, steady diet of Devine. And not on the big burst either, Jesse. I mean, it was methodical.
Absolutely. Well, Colorado really struggling against the run coming into this game. West Virginia's taking advantage.
There's the deep boot. Lockridge tracks it down. Tries to get across the field. Breaks a corner. Good-looking return here. Lockridge has had a good night in that department. Divine intervention, what you're saying for the Mountaineers so far here in
yes, sir.
The third quarter. Reese Davis, let's talk with you.
All right, Chris, it's not often the guy has 2 tackles and earns the ESPN AT&T All-America Player of the Week honors. That's exactly what happened for Adrian Claiborne of Iowa. Of course, his blocked punt in return for a touchdown helped matters as the Hawkeyes beat Penn State. You can text your vote to 345-345 on your wireless phone. Let us know who you think the Player of the Week is and enter for a chance to win a trip to the National Championship game in January.
Reese, thanks. Impressive game with the Hawkeyes there in Happy Valley. And this is Darrell Scott. He's hammered after a 1-yard gain. We'll try to get some touches to the tailback here, but there's some urgency now inside of 9 minutes to go.
Well, we're inside of 9 minutes. Colorado is down 2 possessions, so they can still run their stuff. They do have 3 timeouts left, but big question is, can you stop West Virginia once they get the football back?
Go up tempo here. Hawkins is throwing on 2nd down. Drops it off gear. The tight end stepped out. So it'll set up 3rd and about 7.
And the answer to your question, Jesse, would be probably not.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to stop West Virginia. So 4-down territory, I would think, that Coach Hawk has for his football team the rest of this quarter.
Offense just not built for big plays, not equipped with the kind of athletes to make them unless you're talking about Rodney Stewart, and he hasn't been in the ballgame that much in the second half. Hawkins fires high, it's caught. This is Patrick Devaney, and the backup tight end barrels down to the 40.
Ooh. Did they get away with one here, Jesse? I'm telling you, this throw here, the tight end, when he breaks to the outside, ball just about picked for the other direction.
But Devaney showing very strong hands. They do have 2 very talented tight ends on offense for Colorado.
There's Sidney Glover trying for his 2nd pick, who just missed it. And this is Scott testing the middle without much of a gain again.
But that's an example of how much Cody Hawkins has to anticipate on throws in order to be successful. He does not have Ryan Mallett type arm strength from Arkansas. He does not have Jarrett Brown type arm strength from West Virginia. He needs to be a very good anticipator of throws.
Haney comes in motion on 2nd and 8. Hawkins fires in the flat. It's complete. Sumler makes the first man miss. Set up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, you know, he anticipates not only the out balls, but he sees the field down there with 4 rushing, 7 dropping. West Virginia hasn't hugged many of the receivers tonight in zone.
And I think a big reason we're not seeing Rodney Stewart on the field is because they're in passing downs. These other backs, Demetrius Sumler and Darrell Scott, bigger players that can protect Cody Hawkins, and they're better in the pass routes as well.
That's been the problem when Colorado has fallen behind, as they frequently have this year. They can't use their best weapon as effectively. Play clock at 5 here on 3rd and 2. Hawkins just gets it off, gets pressured, and delivers high. It's a nice catch. Marcus Seamus. They finally get the first career catch for this talented sophomore. Waited a long time to get him on the field. They've tried to get it to him a few times tonight, finally connect.
You know what? The arm strength and the delivery and the hand strength of the receiver. Cody Hawkins, again, making a great play.
Yeah, he's just gutsy. Yes, he's thrown 3 interceptions tonight, but he's also made a lot of big plays with his arm and his feet.
So Hawkins 4 for 4 in this drive. Will throw it again on 1st down. Just fires that into the turf as Reed Williams was chasing it.
Wanted to throw a screen pass in the middle of the field, and there was no bite by West Virginia's front 7.
But a veteran move by Cody Hawkins, understanding the significance of this drive, not trying to force the football. Remember, 2 weeks ago against Auburn, Jared Brown forced 2 screen passes and got picked both times.
So Williams leaving the game. He has played a gutsy ball game on a turf toe, a very painful situation. Then a walking boot as late as yesterday. He's played his heart out tonight. Hawkins fires high over the head of Seamus. 3rd and 10.
Ooh, did you see that, Jesse? That cover 2 of that rolled up corner fell back on the out ball. Cody Hawkins saw it, felt it, and threw the ball higher. He'd have had 1 pick there.
Colorado has to come away with points on this drive. Here's what you're talking about. There's the corner out. In the corner, Brandon Hogan just watching his eyes drifting back on the throw. Probably a good thing that football sailed out of bounds.
Third and 10. Pressure up the middle, and they get Hawkins for the first time tonight. Ovid Goulburn, the linebacker, in a twist right up the middle, leveled Hawkins, and it's 4th and 20 as Colorado spends a timeout. Good time for their first sack.
Watch how far around that it comes to make this play, Jesse. This is a long ways from center field, huh?
Well, Ovid Goulburn is a linebacker, but he is their best pressure guy from that second line. They line him up at defensive end to use that speed on the stunt.
And the 10-yard loss sets out the desperation 4th down for Colorado when we come back.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is presented by Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood. And in part by the Mercedes-Benz. You must experience the amazing new E-Class.
6:05 to play. Dan Hawkins has apparently decided to try a 57-yard field goal. Try to get within 8 points here. That would be 3 yards longer than the career best for Eric Goodman. He's booted one from 54, but that was at altitude. I guess he feels like this is a better shot than converting on 4th and 20.
Absolutely.
Goodman 1 of 3 tonight. It's a line drive, and he missed it. Pretty good leg, but it was wide. He just that one-step approach, a Sebastian Janikowski style, but hasn't had the same kind of success.
Well, you wonder, too, because there's only 4 guys rushing that kick, but Eric Goodman's not with enough leg to put that through.
Well, in this football game tonight, Goodman had a chance on a couple of other earlier field goal attempts that he should have converted on. One who right here hits the crossbar. Just a game of inches.
Well, we've talked all night about the turnovers from West Virginia and how that's hurt them. You could make the same argument on special teams for Colorado. The missed field goals have been almost just as costly.
Goodman, the hero a year ago in the overtime win, kicking the chip shot. a rough night in the return visit by the Buffaloes. And this is Devine already with a couple hundred yards rushing, ducking under for a short gain.
Colorado right now using their timeouts. They've understood how hard it has been to slow this West Virginia defense down. They're not going to take any time off this clock. Just burn them now, try to get the football back.
And Devine right there equaling his career best, 207 yards. There's a new place for you to go to get the latest on the teams you care about most. Fans in Chicago, Boston, Dallas, Fort Worth. Log on for local sports news, radio highlights and updates. And coming soon, ESPN New York and ESPN LosAngeles.com.
Pretty cool idea, you know, localize it, give you a little.
You gonna go to Dallas, ESPNDallas.com?
I'm never home enough to do it.
You take your computer on the road with you?
You have an iPhone.
You got these things you can take with you, Craig. They call it laptops. They work anywhere you are.
Oh, wow.
Now stiff arm in the corner. Look out. He's into Colorado territory. An 11-point lead, but there are many here who would like to see another touchdown for the Mountaineers, if you get my drift.
And you know what? Absolutely, and it can happen on any snap with number 7 touching the football. Don't think for a second he's not trying to pierce 46 more to his stats.
220 yards, exactly 10 yards a carry. Brown lead the play clock here. They don't feed Devine, and a fumble on the reverse as Starks dropped the ball. I don't know if you get cute when number 7 is gashing the defense.
The one thing West Virginia does like to do is throw trick plays at you. And you go back to the Auburn game 2 weeks ago, they have a double pass, they throw a hook and ladder, and here they are late. This is what's called 4-minute offense when you're trying to bleed the clock. And of course they know everybody's keyed on Noel Devine, so they try to get their big playmaker receiver on the perimeter, but that hurts.
Starks had the touchdown catch earlier. Very nearly a costly fumble there. Tonight's intelligent move brought to you by Mercedes.
Well, actually brought to you by Noel Devine. Right up the heart, the vision, the eyes, the burst, the patience there, the cut, the pressure that Devine put on the defense to run full tilt every play brought the defense out of position and opened up holes.
West Virginia thought they could come into this game and take a lot of shots downfield. This is a Colorado secondary that had given up big plays. But Noel Devine has been all they've needed, and you've seen the way it's been split out. That's very even.
Yeah, he nailed them all across the board, left, middle, and right.
Devine and Sanders flanking Brown. This is Sanders breaking tackles. Gets back into Colorado territory at the 43.
West Virginia told us this week that they really believe they are the class and the team to beat in the Big East. All right, boys, we've seen them tonight. What do you think?
Well, Cincinnati deserves their position at the top of the conference right now, and the Bearcats are going to get the Mountaineers at home on a Friday night.
It's going to be huge. USF also, by the way, had that huge win up in Tallahassee last week. They're looking like they're playing race as well.
By the way, my answer is I'm with Cincinnati right now as well. So
Tony Pike, the quarterback for the Bearcats, extraordinary start to the season. 3rd and long, a pump fake from Brown, wants to run up the middle and tries to navigate for first down yardage, doesn't get it. He'll be about 2 short.
We talked to the players from West Virginia and asked them what they thought.
Crowd wants him to go for it.
Well, I think I would. The way I'm running the football right now, if I'm Bill Stewart, you can just end this thing now.
Yeah.
There are other reasons why they want him to go for it here with 4 minutes to go.
Yes.
With an 11-point lead.
There's an interest in that. Well, you know, you don't take a chance on a bad snap, block punt.
Stewart just letting the play clock wind down. Looks like the punt team is ready, and here come the boos.
That was a funny story. Tell us the story yesterday about Coach Stewart said he heard someone from the stands holler at him one time going in the locker room.
Well, you walk to the locker room here underneath what you would think would be the friendly stands where the coaches' wives and the boosters sit down there, and he's, "Get a special teams coach." Well, he is the special teams coach.
hilarious. He's got ears. He's listening.
They are. So the punt. Colorado will be pinned deep in all likelihood. 2 scores down. Espinosa just trying to make a play here. Fields it inside the 10 and is dropped instantly. Reese Davis has SportsCenter right now. Reese.
All right, Chris, we'll start with baseball. Twins and Tigers. Twins beat the Tigers to stay alive mathematically. Detroit's magic number to clinch the American League Central still sits at 2. Only 3 games left to play in the season. And Game 2 of the WNBA Finals, Phoenix Mercury leading 1-0, but Indiana with a 14-point lead in that game. It is a best-of-5 series. More on SportsCenter when you guys are done. Stay current with ESPN News.
All right, Reese, thanks. So Cody Hawkins from the 8-yard line has Sumler in the game and a flag before the snap. Ball start.
Dead ball, false start offense, number 78. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Barring a huge rally here, Hawkins' team will drop to 1-3 as they head for Big 12 play. They avoid the big embarrassment on a national stage, but a moral victory, not what they came here for.
Well, no, if they drop to 1-3, you'll take a look at their schedule here in a moment. It does not get a lot easier in the next 2 weeks.
From his end zone, Hawkins fires over the head. McKnight broke off the route. Yeah, Texas, how about that for a Big 12 opener on the road in Austin?
And then you follow that up with a very good ranked Kansas team at home. You know, it's not inconceivable to think all of a sudden they start 1-5 in their first 6 games.
We'll see them on a Thursday night in Stillwater in November.
But they are a young football team, and we all admit they will get better.
Can they get faster? That would be the question. Hawkins from the end zone, almost intercepted. Tried to squeeze it in there. Pat Miller had it in his hands. And Patrick Devaney, the Colorado tight end, is down on the field at the 7-yard line.
Well, speed's one thing you can't coach. You either have it or you don't have it.
If you don't have it in the defensive secondary, you have a hard time in the Big 12 with those spread offenses.
Well, and you did give a little recognition to the fact that tonight we were watching a West Virginia team that has a lot of speed. Not that Big 12 teams don't as well, but they did face a significant challenge in speed tonight.
Well, they did, and they did a much better job after halftime. They were gassed in the first half, gave up the one methodical touchdown drive in the second half.
I think it's still a team that's trying to find its identity in the sense that defensively they're trying to figure out who they are. They maybe haven't totally found that out yet here 4 games in, which probably isn't a great sign. And we've talked about the lack of productivity from key positions on offense. And it's a young offensive line. I mean, there's a lot of holes in this team, but they're fighting, and they came out and fought tonight.
Third and 14. Hawkins lined up in the end zone. Steps up, fires a dart. Gear bobbles it. And he did come down with it. So the tight end collects the ball on the carom. It'll be 4th and short now. 4th and 2 from the 20. Officially 3 yards. Hawkins fires again, looking for Gear, and it's broken up. Reed Williams, who's played in a lot of guts tonight with a turf toe, all over the tight end. He had the back open in the flat, didn't see him.
We've talked about the speed on offense of West Virginia, but I was very impressed tonight as well with the coverage skills of West Virginia's back 7. When the linebackers saw the routes, they read it, and they jumped on it and deflected balls.
How about Reed Williams? Here's a guy that had to redshirt last season. He had surgery on both shoulders. He gets that turf toe injury against East Carolina. He has to miss the game against Auburn, but he comes back. He's had a huge impact here tonight.
Dad, a chicken farmer here in the state of West Virginia. Very, very bright kid. 3.89 grade point average, a finance major.
You ever been in the chicken coop? Been in a chicken house?
In a chicken coop?
Yeah. You ever been to a chicken house?
I haven't.
My grandfather was a chicken farmer.
Did you think the answer was yes?
Well, I didn't know, Chris. You're a very multifaceted human being.
That's one facet I haven't experienced. This is Clark banging ahead inside the 10. Defense worn out from chasing Devine and now has to feel the hammer of the freshman.
This really will add a dimension to this red zone offense if they can get him in there and this big fella Clark jump in there and start pounding folks.
Well, he's just a freshman, so they need to get him these reps, but these are valuable because this is a component they would love to have in the offense that they can use early in games.
Mountaineers with 399 total offense tonight.
Yeah, he's seen back there dotting the I. He's the tailback. That's how talented he is.
And no mystery who's going to get it. Straight up the middle into the end zone. Hawkins will have to be content with the team that did battle tonight here on the road in a tough environment against a much more talented team. But West Virginia punctuated the evening with a touchdown from the freshman. A couple of fourth-quarter touchdowns for Clark.
Yeah, it doesn't take a real talented runner to score on this one. I'm not going to say Clark is the next Noel Devine. It's great blocking up front. Just a moralized defense that really was on the field a lot tonight and having to chase Devine around the field. And so Clark comes in and gives them a little power game.
It did not take West Virginia long in this football game to realize they did not have to be too flashy. Throwing the football, pounding the ball would get it done tonight.
Sunday, NASCAR on ABC. They're out in Kansas. It's Jimmy Johnson trying to track down Mark Martin. Chase is on there. 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC.
Greg, are you aware how many points behind Mark Martin Jimmy Johnson is?
Okay.
Give me that card.
He's 10
Give me
points
the card.
behind, I think.
You guys have no idea.
Sure we do.
You have no clue on that stuff.
He's 10 points behind. See there? Look, the graphics just supported
You know what? There's a special twist in that race. I'm told that half the field will go clockwise, half the field counterclockwise.
There you go. Now, if you want to elevate your program, you put that in there right now.
I'm stealing Dane Cook's material. No, they're all making left turns. Don't panic, NASCAR fans. They're all. But it would be fun if they did that.
How can you call us out like that? We've got a little program going on.
We've been studying for the last week, getting ready for those moments.
You're cheating off a little card, acting like you know something about NASCAR. I wouldn't even let you get away with it.
Just look at your Game Boy.
Lockridge spinning away on the return. Anybody can read a card. Come on. You should get to a NASCAR race, though. You see it in person if you get a chance.
It is good. I have been.
It's a lot of fun.
Loud. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, big weekend of football coming up. Who's going down this week? Number 4 LSU at Georgia. What
Underdogs there.
Underdogs.
I like Georgia.
How about we saw number 4 Ole Miss last week go down on air here.
Last week, a lot of upsets. Penn State going down, all deflated. It's been the theme of the young season. Hawkins steps up, fires far side. Devaney, who's back in the game, makes a nice catch and jumps out at the 42. Florida resting up, waiting for LSU, hoping Tebow can heal.
I think right there, Boomer Sooner on the road to Miami, they've got a chance. Statement game.
We talked about it last week. Is there a glass ceiling for Boise State? They're now in the top 5 as Hawkins is chased and sacked for the second time tonight. Tough to take a sack in that situation. What about Boise? Where are you voting them, Craig?
You know what? I can't fall totally in love with them. I like their program. I like what they're doing. I put them this last week. I had Boise at number 9.
All right, Mike Black, our spotter, former Broncos kicker, thinks they should be higher than that. So do most voters.
I'm sure most Boise folks think that.
What will you have to see from them? They're into their WAC schedule now. They have a limited opportunity to impress a lot of pollsters.
Same song and dance. Been saying it forever. We're not going to have a chance during the regular season to see them challenged day in and day out, week in and week out. Could they beat somebody? Yeah, but they're not there to do it.
We're going to have to see total domination from them. Let me ask you guys this. Houston, TCU, Boise State, 3 non-automatic qualifying BCS conference schools. who's the best in your eyes?
I got Boise there ranked above those schools.
I'm saying if those three teams, forget rankings.
I go with Boise. I go
Really?
Boise.
Houston out of the pocket, hit as he throws and delivers an incomplete pass.
Houston's close. I mean, they beat Oklahoma State, a good team on the road. They beat a good Tech team. They've got
TCU won at Clemson with defense.
We saw them live. I think we all agreed. We thought Clemson had a lot of talent. They play such good defense, and they're playing in the best non-automatic qualifying conference in the Mountain West.
Houston will have a chance to play an SEC team, Mississippi State, on the road. Not a great SEC team, but a team that LSU had a hard time beating there. Hawkins delivers downfield and a long catch. That's ruled a catch at the 45 by Gear, and they'll move the chains and stop the clock momentarily. Wrangler, 5-star player of the game. It's a pretty easy decision. 220 yards, a career high for Devine.
He got off to a great start, gashed this Colorado defense repetitively. Huge game for Devine.
Hawkins just dumps it into the turf as Sumler was pretty well covered.
Let me ask you a question. Of those three teams, Boise State, TCU, and Houston, which one of those teams, which quarterback would you take from those teams?
Case Keenum, no.
Kellen Moore's having a great game.
Pretty good too. Yeah, you know, my reaction was Keenum because of the statistics. And he's outdueled Zach Robinson and played well against Texas Tech.
Moore has great statistics.
Yeah, and completed 70% last year as a freshman. He's a player too.
Defensively, you go with TCU?
No question.
Yeah, I would too.
Hawkins fires middle and fits it into traffic again. It's Devaney making the catch as the tight ends finding some space in the secondary.
Now, some people might say this is meaningless, but it's not meaningless. This means a lot to Colorado's football team to play a full game.
No, it does.
You know what I'm saying as a player?
Craig, I agree 1,000%. This is a big challenge for this team. They're not quitting. They're in a 2-minute drill. This could help them down the road on the schedule somewhere.
Out of timeouts with 30 seconds to go. Hawkins throws it complete. Devaney circles back, but he'll be dropped at the 20. An incompletion would have been better. No way to stop the clock. Colorado will hurry to the line. And firing for the end zone. Seamus goes up and makes the catch for a touchdown in the end zone with 3 seconds to play. So finally the first career touchdown catch for the talented receiver from Colorado. There's a guy they'd like to see become more involved as the season goes on.
But how about Cody Hawkins just battling on this drive, making big throws, and just giving his receiver here a chance to go up and catch it.
So here's where it matters the most. Coaching staff sees a guy like Seamus go up and make a play like that. Hawkins has a touchdown pass. The team has success. They score. They feel better about themselves going home.
Certainly not a meaningless touchdown in your mind.
No, not at all.
Mountaineers will win this by 11 points. 3 seconds to go. And again, Seamus waited so long for that moment. It comes in a loss. Maybe not how he envisioned. Redshirting in 07, academically ineligible last year, suspended the first 2 games of this year, nicked up, finally in game 4 makes an impact.
Well, we talked about how Colorado right now trying to find a wide receiver that can go make plays downfield, and maybe it's just that play right there. The coaches go back, they watch the tape, and they identify a guy like Marcus Seamus and say, you know what, this is maybe the guy we need to be lining up on these particular plays to give us an opportunity.
Mountaineers will go to 3-1. Stewart didn't exactly accomplish everything on the checklist. Continued mistakes in the first half, some penalties, the 4 fumbles, some sacks, but enough to win.
Which is the most important thing. And I think Bill Stewart would tell you, yeah, they'd love the knockout. They'd love a technical knockout, but what they really need in these games is split decision victories. They got this one now. They're getting ready to get into conference play.
You know, Mills Lane on me here.
He told us that last year, remember? He said, going into Colorado, we don't need a KO or a TKO. We need a split decision.
So is tonight a split decision?
What was the Latin term that you were trying to use all week? You've been practice on this thing?
Which?
You guys been Latin deal or Italian or...
No, we're talking about the name of the stadium.
Yeah, I know, but...
Stade Milan Puscare.
Thank you.
Benvenuti di Stadio Milano Puscare.
Or Milan Puscare in American.
Me to tee you
I
guys
don't know.
up.
Hey, talking about what all week? Latin.
Driving around, probably, meetings, you guys practicing your saying.
No, Jess likes the sound of the stadium better if you put a little Italian flair to it.
It's like that Serie A soccer. It's like Fiorentina versus Juventus.
Oh, we had another soccer fan in the booth here, Jesse. I'm impressed. Here's the onside kick. And Goodman gets a hop, almost fielding it. A Colorado man streaking through there, couldn't come up with it, and the Mountaineers fall on it. It was very close to Ben Burney fielding it in the hop, and he had clear sailing. So the Mountaineers moving forward, a couple of very crucial ESPN games on Friday nights. It'll be ESPN2 at USF and at Cincinnati.
Man, how about that? Friday nights.
That's where the conference perhaps won and lost.
Oh, man. Good ball.
Got to go to Rutgers at the end of the season. But Cincy's your team to beat in the league right now?
Absolutely, right now. Cincinnati.
Brown takes a knee. Far from perfect effort from West Virginia, but enough to beat the Buffaloes here and get to 3-1 on a night that Noel Devine will not forget. Long flight home for Hawkins team. They fall to 1-3 with the trip to Texas coming up. He's just hoping his team can build on some of the positives out of another road loss. Will Stewart at halftime in a cranky mood about all those mistakes. His team cleaned up the mistakes in the second half, but weren't very explosive. As you see, the coaches have a nice little exchange there. And Erin Andrews making her way toward Coach Stu. And she's got him now. Yeah.
Sons.
You want to bring your son over? Feel free. Why not?
Come here,
all right,
Brian.
let's get him in. Yeah, hey, we'll get that in a minute. Let's talk about your player of the game first, Noel Devine. Why, in your mind, was he able to run for a career-high 220 yards tonight?
He just took the ball. The guy had great perseverance. He wanted the ball. He told me at halftime, Coach, give me the ball. We're going to be okay. We're going to quit putting the ball on the ground, and then we just hand the ball to number 7. He's our money guy.
Yeah, he is. And speaking of halftime, you weren't a happy camper going into the locker room about the turnovers, the penalties. You challenged him, mental toughness. What did you see after you challenged him?
I saw guys come out and compete and play the game like they're supposed to be played. And, we still misfired a couple of times. But, it's all in the process. We need to get better each and every week. And if we do that, Aaron, we have a chance to be a good football team. But it's all about how you finish, not where you start.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you.
Thank you, and God bless.
Oh, thank you. All right. Guys, back over to you. I'm going to meet his son now.
There's Blaine. Blaine gets a chance to say hello to Aaron. That's one of the nice things about Thursday Night Crew coming to town. Mountaineers win it, 35-24 behind that monster game from Noel Devine. Sports Center is coming up next. John Anderson and Scott Van Pelt. Over on ESPN News, we'll have more coverage of this game on Post Game Extra. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Craig, Jesse, and Aaron, and our entire team here.